All right, so welcome to another brand new Unsourced. Well, I'm joined again by Tony and Doug as we dig back into the murky depths of a Lakewood, or whatever that lake is called. I forgot what it's called. For Scream, the TV series, a clunky title still, season two, and the Halloween special. We'll talk about that later. The final season and story of the Lakewood saga before they reboot it entirely for the third one. Um, but yeah, let's get going. Let's start with you, Doug. Let's get you out of the way because you're jumping right in for season two. Weren't here for us for season one. So
Yeah.
I want to ask you, what's your favorite horror movie turned into a TV show?
Ooh, that is a good one.
This one can't be this one. Eh,
No, I don't think this is. I don't wanna give too much away, but I would say the Exorcist show like really surprised me in terms of I was like, I mean, not that it's like a low bar because outside of three, like I don't really like any of the other entries in that franchise, but then the show, I was like, oh, this is like on par kind of with. I mean, in my mind, it's like some of the best shit in that franchise. The show.
That's great, man. And also, what did you think of season one?
Okay, so season 1 I kind of consumed as an audiobook because I was on the road. I kind of had the audio only version. It, so because I was just kind of surprised of like I always keep saying for some of these sequels, especially the radio silence era, of like, yes, let's just do completely new characters and do everything. I was surprised of like how little this resembled Scream, like not even just visually, but in terms of, like thematically. I was like, oh, we're going more to like, I mean, they said Lakewood has their own Freddy Krueger. It's almost like Elm Street mixed with
Friday the
Jason,
13th.
yeah, Friday the 13th lore and like the whole like Brendan James backstory stuff. I was like, what the fuck is it? Like, I did not know that any of that was going to be part of the show, which is it's interesting almost in the abstract. I was kind of bored. I thought it was pretty boring overall.
Very
But
boring. It was very boring.
but on paper there's things where I'm like that is different, that is something, but then in the execution I'm like I don't know if I care about any of this family backstory, like once they start going into like Emma's family and the Brendan James, I'm like, oh, is this, I don't, this kind of
It's
seems like
just soap.
bullshit.
It's just soap. It's it.
Yeah.
It's like it could be Degrassi if it weren't for people dying every other episode or so.
Every maybe
and the
three
statu-
episodes.
Off
and the
screen.
statutory rape probably too.
Yeah,
Like
that's all
I don't
Degrassi
think.
too. Let's be
I,
honest.
oh, I don't watch it, so
Stop
I don't
Canada
know.
watching your cultural output.
I have to assume that would be part of Degrassi. I never watched it.
We all know what Kevin Smith did. Uh,
Oof. We all know. We all know what Drake was getting up to.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, that was his show, so obviously that was a part of it.
right.
But there's like, yeah, like I said,
There's kernels.
there's kernels of things that are interesting. So like I kind of went into season 2 with an open mind of like, oh, can they expand upon this and make this into something? And well, we'll get into it.
so, you know what? Let's go on the table. I'll start. I'm gonna say you're right on the money, Doug and Tony as well, off screen before we start recording, where this has lots of fun ideas that I think the franchise as a whole has always kind of circled around, except the way that they're executed, either insane or really, really lame, and there's no in between. Like, there's been an idea that I think that'd be a really fun thing to do in a Scream movie, and then this show does it, and it's like, oh, that's a wet fart, or it's the most mind-bogglingly insane way to do it. Like, someone who wrote this should be in jail for writing how stupid some of this shit is. Um, and then season two, I think, is actually a lot more concise about it. And comparatively, like, first season, it's such a straight Friday 13th bullshit. Like there's like no Scream feeling. And I think season two, while it's continuing like the teen soap angle of stuff, it's a lot more Scream in that it's a lot more Kevin Williamsy. What I mean by that is that the first episode is called "I Know You Did Last Summer,"
Right.
but um, that's the entire plot of the second season. Is I know what you did last summer. It's someone who has a secret, and then like they're being stalked by someone in a raincoat, who's trying to like get back at them psychologically and emotionally. And there's like a beauty pageant, and a boyfriend gets murdered, and only the beauty pageant person knows. It's exactly I know what you did last summer. Which
Yeah,
I think
because all the other episode titles, I'm like, are they actually referencing these movies? Because I'm only seeing the "I Know What You Did Last Summer." I'm like, where is the the Vanishing? Like, there's an episode called The Vanishing.
but also
Is the Vanishing in this?
But also,
Yeah.
but also for like their sequel, they get tricked to going to an island holiday paradise, like the sequel to I Know You Did Last Summer. So this is exactly I Know You Did Last Summer, which is
It made me
wow,
really curious what the "I Know What You Did Last Summer" show is, because that
oh,
came
it's
out
terrible.
after this, though, right?
Yeah,
Is it a copy of Scream?
No, it's
That
not.
would be interesting. They trade places.
Yes, it's a Matryoshka doll. It just keeps going deeper and deeper, going back and forth.
It's insane, and we should cover that too someday. Um,
In the
but
name of that, sorry, I gotta say this from the quote from that Miranda July movie that's pooping back and forth forever. Sorry, I just want to get that. Go ahead.
it's insane. But no, so it's like I'll say like that has more Kim Williamson DNA because I know what last someone was written by Kim Williamson, so that's part of his whole ilk. So it's got more of that texture to it, energy wise, character wise, and I think that it does try to contend with a lot more of the of like genre tropes in a way that's not too stupid, but it is also just a wet fart.
But it is
overall.
also
So
stupid.
just really bad. It's also still bad. Okay.
I mean, it's unintentionally very funny.
Oh,
at
very
times.
funny.
Yes.
Because I was also surprised watching season 1 and then also this season. I was like, oh, so they're not even really trying. I mean, like they have the Randy character and they like do the pop culture like references, but I'm like, oh, so but you're not really like being like that winky or like making jokes about.
There's no rules this season. There's no
Yeah.
rules
He's
this
supposed to
season.
be fucking like Sheldon, but like taken seriously, like it's very strange how much they make him like a sycophantic like tech bro person. You weren't
Okay.
there for the first season, so yeah.
But yeah, so
Where were podcasts at in 2015 and 2016? I was trying to place that of like what the show is actually referencing in terms of like its depiction of podcasts. Because like, so Tom Green had already invented podcasts, right? That was like,
Oh yeah,
late
no, we're already in like podcast being an art form, right? Like
Right.
I'm thinking it's like true crime podcasts at the time. Like the thing I thought about like just in general was you must remember this, right? Like I remember that show was very big at this time, right? And like I feel like that kind of like solitary person speaking into a microphone thing with just a bunch of audio design was very popular in that era. That's just at least what I took from it.
yeah, no, I mean it's definitely part of that whole pivot, nerdist, escapist.
His show
kind of
seems
thing.
boring. I don't know that I would.
Yeah, it does.
Listen
So,
to it.
so let's just say, look, his show is kind of like the stab of this TV show universe. Let's say it that
Mhm.
way, where everyone's like, "Oh man, this is revolutionary," and everyone loves it. Like Stab, it's just really fucking annoying.
And hard to believe that it harder than Stab to believe that it would have a because like if I just buy into like the kind of the denialism of the Scream movie universe of like, yeah, okay, I guess this would catch on. These sickos would be into like this recreations of these real murders like a year later, but fans of the Morgue is harder to swallow. I'm just like, the episodes when he gets hacked and killers upload stuff, I would tune into that. I'd be like, I'd probably people about it, and then I'd be like, what? I gotta check out the Morgue.
Is this an ARG?
and it's like, is this still like a spinoff of Piper's show? I mean,
yes, it is. Obviously,
Yeah.
he's still in that audience, right?
He
Which is
denies that
horrible.
he says he didn't, but then the show never like challenge. No one challenges him on that. He says like, I didn't steal Piper's show, and like, okay, but you did.
He's like, you use her show to launch your own. Okay, come on.
we're putting more thought into this than the writers of the show, right?
well,
the reason that this was here was so they could have like things that can bookend episodes, because every time like they
narrate.
ended up, exactly, they needed to go to the morgue with Randy being, who knows what kind of secrets this town holds, and you're like, fuck off.
Randy is there. We keep calling him Randy. I don't even know his fucking real name.
Noah.
Noah, there you go. I don't know.
It's funny because as annoying as he is, and like not Randy he is, I felt myself like whenever he was in peril, I was like, we cannot lose Noah, because then what else do we have? I was like, I'm gonna be left with these guys. Oh fuck.
No, okay, no. To be fair, I think that that of the people who we have in the cast, Noah, I was gonna say Randy for a second, and Noah is the one who deserves to die the second most.
He
Like,
definitely deserves it.
Look, he is such an asshole all the time. It's insane. Like, there's one line I'm gonna say right now, because like this is the one, like, okay, I love, besides anything else, this is the one that both invalidates the show, but also he's like, this guy needs to die immediately. Like, kill him right now. Where he's like, like, oh man, what if it's all this hype for nothing, just like the Blair Witch Project. Fuck you.
Yeah,
I got
can't
so
sanction
pissed
that.
when I heard that, because I was like, so you're not a real horror fan. You're full of shit. Like
Mhm.
you're
You're
phony.
like a Blum-
He's a
you're like-
phony.
You're a Blumhouse. You're a Blumhouse A24 bandwagon bullshitter. Kill
You
him.
just watch whatever Shudder puts out, you filthy swine. You know, like
He
that's
probably
what he is.
watches Dead Meat.
I wanted to go back to something we were saying before about the whole, like, structure of the show feeling like, I know what you did last summer, right? And Friday the 13th. I actually think that this speaks to something that, like, largely what this series got to the heart of, that was actually correct, especially when we're going back to when we were talking about the first movie, which was like, the first movie was built around like this adoration of Halloween, right? And then all of the sequels after that just kind of forgot Halloween existed, and forgot that like Halloween was kind of like integral to the structure of the first film. So I think it's only like logical to frame your like future iterations of Scream around other notorious slasher films, right? Whether or not it's totally successful is one thing or another. And I think that the largest problem with this show is that, like, any kind of thing that it has, it feels like self-conscious about, so it needs to just keep upping the ante over and over again. And when it ups the ante, this show is hilarious.
Okay. All right, but let's dig into that. But first, what's the premise of this season? As we already mentioned, I know we did last summer, and specifically that is meant to be for the character of Audrey, played by Bex Taylor Krause, who I think is doing, like, the best performance of the show. Still, I think
Which character?
Audrey,
Audrey.
Bicurious.
Oh yeah, she's doing the best performance for sure. She's the most likable to watch, but she also screams dead meat to me as well.
Exactly, he does. But also,
Did anyone get the vibe of like maybe this is just because I did season 1 as an audiobook, but she had like Kirby voice sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
she's very Kirby.
She has Kirby energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's very much a riff off on Kirby, and it works. It works. But also, kind of insane how they kept saying "bi-curious," and this, like, again, there's no.
I thought
curiousness.
she's just gay, right?
She's
like
a lesbian. Where's the
100%.
curiousness?
Yeah, like she calls guys hot at some points, but it's like lesbians call guys hot sometimes.
All
You
the
know,
time. Rosie
It's kind
O'Donnell,
of like
under the influence of hallucinogens, she will kiss a guy, but that's she's seeing
That's
a
not
woman.
curious.
Does
That's just illegal. It's a crime.
here's the thing, right? Like, so they definitely are like playing around with her sexual identity because they just are afraid to say that she's a lesbian, obviously, right?
MTV
And that-
is like run by weirdos. Yeah.
Of
Paramount.
course, right? Come on, like we saw what happened with Brooke, right? But like that, when it comes to the relationship with Noah, it feels like they're like setting up some kind of like complicated love triangle for a moment. I don't know her with that.
I got that. Okay, I think you were right. I think for season 1 they definitely wanted her and Noah to be a thing, but then season 2 they doubt that. For the first couple of episodes they keep up the bi-curious thing, but by the Halloween special, like, okay, she's definitely 100% just gay. Don't mention bi-curious.
They forgot, like, oh shit, we gotta give her a girlfriend, because there's like no.
But Like,
Oh, I was
yeah,
just gonna say, there's no romantic interest for her in two other than like she keeps referring to the heartbreak of Emma. You know, like you don't know what it feels like to be shut out by Emma.
but so that's my thing, right? I think so. Here's what I'm thinking, right? There's the second season introduced a new character, my second favorite character in the entire show, Eli, who is Kieran's cousin, who is mysterious for no forgivable reason. You know,
A freak. He's a freak.
He's a freak for no reason. Like he's like everything he does is like you want to be shot in the face one day, and then he gets shot in the face. So that was
Just
his own
walk
fault.
around wearing a shirt like I'm the killer, hey hey hey, but not really in like parentheses.
It's like the uwu, like doing that, like the finger thing.
Am
Yeah.
I
after
the
everything.
bad guy? Just be innocent. Just you're innocent.
And they just give him so many things. They lay it on so thick, which is why which is why I tipped to it being Kieran for me, like episodes before the actual finale, because I'm like, okay, so he's obviously trying to like frame his cousin, because like, but also his cousin's weird as fuck. Like the whole like sneaking into the houses, like that whole opening where he's like wearing the sunglasses and he's inside the house,
stalking Emma. Clearly,
Yeah. He's
It's
not a good
insane.
guy. He's not a good guy. He deserves to die.
But I'll mention one thing. Okay, I think that overall he was a much better. You know what? I'm gonna say he's like a better Derek. I'm gonna say he's a better
Yeah,
Derek.
yeah.
All right, like he's like innocent guy who they're like okay. He's like we're gonna call him a nice guy comparatively because he is nice. Quotationing hard really much here. With Emma, even though he's a freak, but he's interesting. He's got a little edge to him.
He's more interesting than Kieran, because even before you get to like the turn with Kieran, that was like too late. I'm like, this guy's so fucking boring.
He's so boring. He was boring in the first season.
Yeah.
So okay, we're going to many points. I forgot what I was gonna say. Yes, Randy. Okay, Randy. Okay, so I was saying, so as you mentioned, like I think you were right, Tony. Audrey and Noah were definitely meant to have like a kind of will they, won't they, which that's why they want to commit to her being gay, to leave her open for a more satisfying heterosexual relationship, like God intended. Anyway, but when they gave her a girlfriend, I gotta say, I think Eli was like a test run for like, okay, will people like Emma with like a softer, more boyish looking guy? And then second, the TV show, everyone else is paired off except for Emma and Randy. So I think they were going. If there was a hypothetical third season, they were going to get them together.
I saw that too. I felt the same thing.
I was wondering if at the end of the special, I was like, oh, are they? I guess that makes sense just by process of elimination. Like, there's no one else for them to be with.
And again, it would be like one of those things, right? Where like the series is like realizing ideas that the movies never really took hold of. Where like Randy had a crush on Sydney in the first movie, so like, what if they got together here?
Because they do reference that in 2, like before he died, of kind of like, well, and 1 and 2. I feel like they definitely are like Randy has a thing for Sydney,
and then 4 is like Randy gets sterile this time.
And the thing too is like the whole thing with Noah in this thing and Emma is that Emma is so ashamed and afraid of her past and doesn't want to confront it all the time. And Randy / Noah, whatever you want to call him, he takes it like front facing. He's obsessed with it. That's all he thinks about, right? So just by process of like polar opposites, that would make for compelling television, at least from that sense. So I saw where the writers were going there, right? And then also just, I gotta say it because we haven't said it yet. Like season 2 Emma is very different from season 1 Emma.
Oh, 100%.
And I mean that in the sense that she is way dumber this time around too, right? Like I just felt like Emma has nothing to do on this show anymore, and it feels like the supporting cast is what's most interesting for this show. And every situation she's put in is merely out of like, how do we get to the next set piece?
I was going to rebut against that because I think that Emma overall is slightly more interesting than the first season. She's dumber, but then when you mentioned that she has nothing to do, I tried to think of things that she did in this season, and I couldn't.
she keeps getting like put in rooms, right? And she has to break out of rooms.
People
and I'm
do
like,
things around her.
It's the gaslighting is the most that she gets. And then also I wasn't sure if the show was trying to make me think that it could be her, but I was like, oh, obviously it's not. But like, everyone else around her is like, well, I don't know, Emma's kind of losing it.
Which would make more sense if she was losing it, but the show is so saccharine and like boyish and just YA that like it's not they don't really sell it. I feel like they wanted to sell it, had to go way harder. And now the first season to the second season to the special, you can feel like the production value just getting like stretched really far. Like this one, there's a lot less interesting stuff visually going on. Like everything seems a little bit more hokey. The sets and the set dressing and everything like that just feels so much more sanded down. And then
we're at the school a lot more often.
Exactly, a lot more reuse.
Just
and then,
the sound effects are like stock sound effects from like the slashes to like there'll be the crowd gas, like the scene where they're all sequestered in like the study room after they find Jake's body. There's like a crowd gasping when they see Stavo's pictures, and they're like, but it sounds nothing like that. Actual people around it. It's like adults gasping that you hear.
All those children are played by adults. They're all like 25, 26.
True.
But yes, there's a lot less interesting visual, a lot less places to go, and like even the way things are shot is just more formulaic. And by the time we get to the Halloween special is like, what is this, man? It feels like like an indie movie kind of thing. We're just the first time anyone's using like a dolly or a stand or anything. Like there's so much shots and they're like, did they get like people out of film school? Just to
It
do
feels
this
like
one?
an Adam Green movie.
Exactly, like a really really early one. Yeah, or like Hatchet 1. Hatchet 1.
It's like Hatchet 1.
Which is weird because they have like directors at least for some of the episodes of season 2 that I recognize of like, oh, you've like gone on to do stuff like
Legeniac did a lot of episodes for this shit.
Yeah, and then E.L. Katz did like one episode who did like Cheap Thrills and what was that last year or the other year? What was that one called? It was like the end of the world and like no one could talk or something. Shit, what was that called?
But no Ty West.
No Ty West this time.
No Ty West.
That's why it's better season. Yeah.
He left the scene of the crime.
Asriel's the movie I was thinking.
Oh, I remember that one. That's one with Nicolas Cage, right?
No. It's Samara Weaving.
Oh, okay, yeah. So what was I trying to say again? Because we touched on a lot of things that are huge things about this season.
How do we feel about Stavo, our favorite artist?
I hate him. Okay, I was talking about this before we started recording, but okay, keep my question. Okay, so who's better, really? And I mentioned who's better, character, a boyfriend who makes like underage teen revenge porn, or a boyfriend who is like, you got stabbed. Too bad it didn't make you a better person. Who like I gotta say like I hate Salo because like while Jake deserved to die, like Will deserved to die for their heinous crimes, and terrible people overall. Stavo, that's his first line. Like she's like, I got stabbed, like, yeah, too bad it didn't stick. You didn't learn anything. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
He's just like a fucking shithead. And again, he's a character who has a giant sign on him that says kill me or I am a great candidate to be the killer. And the fact that he's neither of those things is just disappointing. Like he deserves to die at some point, and the fact that he sticks around as long as he does, it feels strange. And also, again, like
he just kind of becomes the new Jake. He just morphs into okay, let's just slot him in here. He's now he's part of the Lakewood Six. It was like, oh well.
I was so funny that then he at the end he draws like a group shot in his book, and like he replaces himself with Jake. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, fucking narcissist personality disorder. But also, I just wanted to say too. Like totally, but also it's like this kind of goes back into the character Brooke, right? I feel like she is constantly given the shit end of the stick of things, despite like her as an actor being really good. So it's like a very strange situation where it's like the writers throw all the shit at her and she's really good, so it's making it believable. But I'm like, no, this just doesn't make any sense. But Brooke, you are a good actor, so like what's happening here?
Like all the stuff she does post Jake dying is ridiculous, you know, like when she ties up Branson and she has the scissors and stuff, you know, like Aubrey says, oh, you went all hard candy on him, but she sells it, you know, like she's selling the fuck out of all of that.
She has a Carrie moment in this show.
Yeah,
and then, like,
but
out of
Carrie moment
nowhere,
Flash, I know he did last summer.
yeah, that too, yes. And then with zero dignity or shame, they're like, well, you know, the only clean pair of clothing we got's this cheerleader outfit. Come on, man.
So, you know what? If we're going to be talking about every time a salacious things happen to these people because horny teenage boys are watching at home, we'll be here all day. I will say though, no upskirt shots of them at this time, which was shocking.
This is
There was,
the
like,
lowest of low bars.
there was so many in the first season. I'm like, what am I watching?
I should have been. I'm sorry that I didn't actually see. I just heard the first season. I didn't realize the whole.
No, there's
So I just wanted to see upskirt Scots of all high school girls.
I just morphed into a character from VHS 1.
You
Like,
morphed into Mr. Benson. How about that? You morphed into Mr. Benson. You got you on tape, man. Anyway, but no,
I'll be right there, babe. You want to meet me? You want to meet me at Rape Hotel? Yeah.
you know, I'm gonna string along this regular normal aged woman, but I'm still gonna try hard on teenage girls who are they 18 this time? Like, I don't know what ages these characters are.
That's another huge problem with this show.
Seem like they're seniors until like the special, right?
Right. The problem with this show is that, like, the first season should have been high school. The second season should have been college or something.
Exactly.
Right? Because they're obviously too old for it, right? It's not like the MTV watching crowd is going to be upset that, you know, these characters are in college. It's not like they're going to be like, oh, I can't relate to these characters anymore. Why do they have to be in high school?
Well, they want some of the adults who are involved in the lore to still be around, like the mom, but like, I don't know, she goes to community college or something, you know, like you could just
comes back home for a summer, like what happened in I Know What You Did Last Summer.
It's a very easy solve. Like you can go to college and still see your parents.
No, impossible. You leave the house, you can never come back.
No, the reason why we had to wait the entire summer because she went to an insane asylum. She went to a psychiatric hold.
I love that the way that this season opened is like the middle of a woman under the influence, where it's like a party being held for this woman coming back from a psychiatric ward, and everyone's like, "You're better now. You're better."
You think that would make Emma a more interesting character, but it doesn't.
And Peter Falk was there for some reason. It was really weird.
Stop being weird.
He was giving kids beer and stuff.
We're gonna have spaghetti.
But all right. So talking about the age thing, okay, because it does make a lot of things that happened in the first season retroactively really, really terrible.
Raises questions.
It's because they mentioned the Halloween special that the second season overall was 8 months before Halloween special, and they're in senior year in Halloween special. So 8 months before, that's like a fucking school year. So let's say that in the season 2 they're juniors. They're like juniors in season 2. That means that that summer before, that means season 1 they were sophomores. They were like 16. What? 15, 16.
And I looked up the Louisiana age of consent. It's 17, so even season 1 is still very sus.
I'm sorry.
Season 2 maybe Branson's okay, but I don't know.
I thought they were seniors in season 1 because that would have been like, okay, she's like right there, you know. But no, man, I'm sorry, but like Branson didn't skip town. He still lives in Lakewood.
That he should have been killed off in the first season. The fact he's still here is insane. And then the
mayor should have killed him.
Yes, the mayor should have killed him. Everybody should have been in a circle, watched him die in the town square, right? The problem is the show opens, right? The season 2 has this like arc where he's like in town and like he confronts her at the movies and like her friends are there to support her. And I'm like, you know what? This is fine. Yeah, well, no. I'm saying like this is fine in terms of like, we conclude this arc by having like an emotional payoff for her, and then we can have him like die in the next scene or something. But no, we're gonna drag it out to like this hotel sequence, which I've seen like shared on Twitter a million times because it's like edited like that one scene of Liam Neeson jumping over the fence.
You're not wrong.
Well, I just love that he won't die. Like they cut off he gets his hand cut off, and there's a whole thing staged for like his girlfriend, and he gets stabbed again during that. Can you think that's his last words when he's like "run" and he gets stabbed, which is so funny. But then he's still alive in the bathtub in that house that they light on fire.
You think they knew that he was like we've made the agents have made it so that he was clearly a huger pedophile than we intended. So we gotta make sure he dies more horrifically, like Rasputin, you know?
Yeah. Well, honestly, if that's the case, I would have wanted an even more gnarly death. Just personally speaking, that guy deserved to be like,
yeah, like
on one of those
he
medieval
survives
things.
the fire, and he's like in
Yes.
like it should just be a comic escalation of like,
and then he's in season 3.
Yeah, he's just kept alive just so he can be like in a coma, being administered something that somehow makes him feel pain while he's in the coma. Right? That would be okay.
But also, we're off topic. So, so they were like again, but that also means that Will and Jake's secret teen sex tape ring was for 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds. They were doing that, which means that Emma's sex tape that was circulated to the entire town was like a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, man. It's
they
insane.
should have said it in a state where the age of consent was 16, like Alabama.
No, they should. No, I got a better answer for you. They shouldn't have done it. Why did this show have to do this? Why does the show have to be this way? And I feel there is like a tension in like the way the second season is playing out, where they are more cognizant of how it comes across, and it's like almost like they read the criticism of the show and they're like, oh, we gotta brush this thing up a bit, and you can feel that, but then at the same time, it's still guilty of those same problems at points.
Right? Yeah, no, you can definitely.
Well, it's like
see
acknowledging the thing, but still doing the thing.
it's like a second draft, but like all you did was fix the typos.
Look, this was like 2016, 2017, right? This is like, an era where people were like gaining some kind of new understanding of, especially with the women's autonomy and the outcome of Me Too and all that stuff, right? So like and especially considering this is a Weinstein production, right? And that stuff is happening at the same time the show is pretty much airing, if I'm not wrong. So it's like a situation where they're trying to be better, but it's because of what's like where this is all coming from. The inherent problems are still present. The way I see the show, it's like, there's a writer's room and there's 10 people in there. There's like 7 people who are making the show shit. And then there are like 3 people who are like throwing in good ideas every once in a while.
I was just time stamping the Ronan Farrow expose on Harvey was 2017.
Okay, so they missed the boat.
Baba Booey.
It's missed the boat. So we, all sins forgiven. I think we can all agree on that.
So hopefully season 3 we'll have that knowledge now.
Yeah,
and we'll be better.
We'll see where Emma will go.
Well, I guess we'll never see that.
Well, we won't see those characters, but what if season 3 is even rapier?
I've seen season 3. I've seen season 3. It's fine. It's like 6 episodes. It's like nothing. All right, but what I was gonna say, okay, we haven't got to what this season's about yet. Really,
what is it about?
Okay, so let's start before we get sidetracked again, because there's so much of the season that's fun to talk about. So, end of season 1, we got a flashback at the end, which I think is really clever. I'm gonna say that's the only clever thing that the first season does. We're like, Scream, famous for 2 killers. So season 1, you only really get the sense there's 1 killer, and you're like, aha! So season 2, we can take the second killer for season 2. That is a clever thing to do if you want to stretch this show out past the first season. Like, I think that is honestly like an ingenious move. I'll give it the props for that. That's what I would have done too. If I had to like make a Scream show, like, yeah, 2 killers, why waste the time? But okay, so so we find out it's Audrey. Audrey's the second Ghostface. We're gonna call him Ghostface. We're not calling him the Brendan James. People should have called him Ghostface halfway through the first fucking season. But I think Ghostface is also trademarked by Fun World as
I
well.
was wondering if it was a rights thing because they avoid saying it so hard. Like they just like, oh, it's a Brendan James mask party. Like what?
No, I do think that Ghostface as a title is trademarked by Fun World as well. The look and the name.
Do you know if like the way that Old Dirty Bastard said Ghostface Killer on that one song, right? Like, do you think that that's trademarked? Do you think that maybe if like they said it that way, they could get around the trademark?
Yeah, and just have him like
Psycho
blast some
Killer
song.
Norman Bates,
My
Just-
producer.
all right. But so it turns out it's Audrey. She helped Piper, and we see that she was instrumental in getting Will killed. And she burns the evidence. She burns the letters, and she wrote Piper saying we should do this, and she burns her Brendan James mask. That had like ooh, like it's a usual suspect thing, like oh my god, how did her DNA get on there? And then no one ever fucking gave a shit about that again because the lady detective was too much of a shrew. We had to knock her down a peg, patriarchy. So no one ever brought it up again. And then so second season begins. Audrey is like working at a movie theater, which I guess is I don't know if we know where she worked before. And
and they're showing Murderville movies.
the town is nicknamed Murderville, so they're showing slashers and the Murderville Marathon. Whatever. And she gets into a meet cute with this girl who turns out to be horrendously homophobic. And it was all a prank, but it turns out that she's also getting texts from someone who's like, I know you're the second Ghostface, and so am I. And we're gonna have fun. And she's like trying to cover up her tracks while this person tries to, relentlessly, emotionally drive her crazy. And that's where we start. And the first episode, I know what you did last summer. And Wiki says it's been 6 months since Piper's attack. So that means that fucking they might have been even younger in the first season. Holy shit.
So I just gotta say that this idea of Audrey being like the second Ghostface, and this idea that like this season is going to be like another Ghostface toying with them with the guilt of being the first Ghostface. I
a
think
cool
that's
idea.
the best
Very
idea
cool.
in this whole show. Because like, how many times have we said during this retrospective we've been like, hey,
See their POV.
Exactly, right? And we finally got it. And then like the show runs out of that steam like 6 episodes in. That's crazy to me, right? Like this should have been carried all the way to the finale in my eyes.
And there's no real payoff to it. It's like
She gets away with it.
the payoff
Exactly.
being her having to kill more to cover it up, and they kind of flirt with that idea, like she even stages a kidnapping of Noah, and then has to quickly be like, I that was me who kidnapped you, but the real killer might be coming. And if I was Noah, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No, you're right, because I'll mention this again. Like I mentioned, this show brings ideas that they've been percolating. Season 6 is like a twinkling in the eye at this point. Scream 6 is twinkling in the eye, but this has like that, like, okay, we see a POV, like what they're covering up their tracks. It's fun. It's like the similar idea to what Scream 5 would have been under the Kevin Williamson run. The original idea where Jill gets away with it. And we see so like they're recycling that idea. It's a good idea, but you're right. It runs out of steam.
It's a watered down version of that idea
because the show does not want Audrey to lose likability. Like they understand that we know that she was involved directly in Will's death, but you can't do anything else on her. So we're gonna make sure she's likable all the way through. And
Yeah,
you know what? The show is right. She's like one of the only 2 likable characters in the entire fucking show.
And it's because she's a strong performer, right? And then also, I think that the big mistake of like, trying to reverse this guilt on her is that they're trying to depict this like complicity in the first series of killings as like a mistake a teenager does, and they don't want to like disappoint their friends. And I think that that's a real big mistake, right? Like they're trying too hard to reach for their demographic in quotations, where I just don't think that the demographic in quotations would even appreciate this outcome. I
It
think that
makes
they
her
would
look
appreciate it more.
stupid and robs her of
Exactly.
agency, that she was just like, I just was lonely and wanted a friend. Like that's what she tells Emma, right? Like that's why she started writing Piper, and it was like, okay, but there, yes, it could have been born for some loneliness, or being othered or feeling alone, but like there's more to it than that.
Like, Will was killed after your girlfriend was fucking horrendously murdered by Piper. I mean,
What's the statute on limitations on that?
I
Like,
asked Piper if she did it, if she was the killer, and she said no. She keeps bringing that up. She's like, I asked her, and she said no.
so it is, yeah, she does say that. Like, I thought until the bitter end that she wasn't actually killing anyone. Like, you were there. Fucking liar. Anyway,
I just imagine her like as all the killings are happening, just like, wow, that's really strange coincidence. That all this stuff
like she sees Piper unmasked stab someone, and she's like, Piper, did you do this? Piper's like, no.
But you're right. It does rob her of agency because it means that the characters can never really feel fully fleshed out because they can't confront these topics like real people. Because there's a part where like when everyone finds out that she was an accomplice, and again she gets away. She never fucking confesses or about anything regarding her involvement in Will's murder at all. They just know that she invited Piper.
We just don't bring up Will because, like, I feel like they know that will. They'll be like, "Yeah, what did happen to Will? Hey, wait a minute.
Don't think about it. Don't think about it, please."
But also, I think the reason they don't bring up Will at all, as well, just a little tangent, is because they don't want to bring up the child porn sex ring.
Of course, they know what they did. They know what they did, and they're ashamed of it, right? And a lot of the season's trying to hide about it or like cover it over with like
They know what
some
they
like
did last
agency.
summer.
Yeah, Baba Booey, but at the same time, right? Like it's still guilty of those same mistakes within the season in different ways. Here's something that we haven't even talked about yet. I don't mean to sidetrack us even further, but we haven't even talked about it. Should I save it? I'll save it. Should I save it?
Say just for a little bit because let's finish this stuff.
Yeah,
So that's what
we may get there soon enough. Yeah.
But you're right because they do sides up a lot of things. Like they don't even mention it in regards to Jake. They're like, oh, he was a bad guy and he blackmailed the dad. But let's not talk about his implicity in the child sex porn tape ring. But also, gets with it. But also, when they find out that she was an accomplice and that she was deliberately covering up Jake's murder, Brooke is like, well, she's our friend. What the fuck? That's not what the Brooke from like the last 5 episodes would have said.
Like she just tortured a guy for maybe being Jake's killer, like and for other crimes he did, but like that she was going like vigilante justice, and the fact that she goes so easy on it. They spend an episode being kind of annoyed at Aubrey, but it's more like a betrayal of like, she didn't tell me about that party she was throwing more than she was complicit in murder.
She's our friend. We know her.
That's the exact issue, Doug. It's the fact that that ultimately that whole plot line is reduced to that, right? It's reduced to this idea that it's something that you can just simply apologize about and get over it. It's like, no, realistically speaking, Audrey should be in jail. Like at that point, like I no longer feel like she's a part of the crew in that sense. However, like if they had drawn it out for a longer period of time, if she, it didn't jump the shark so often, where like she's holding a revolver to Noah, like we like it. Just there are ways to make this a little more dramatically compelling.
You're right. She should have killed Noah with that bookcase. Like she was planning to do.
The fucking my god.
She's like, how heavy is this? She's like weighing in her hand. How would this kill him quickly? She's thinking to herself. It's so fucking good.
Elvis, right? She's a great actress. Sorry, go ahead, Doug.
I was gonna say you should have had her killing people throughout this season. Like you have her threaten the guy at the motel, but like actually continue to. She should continue to dig herself deeper. So then, like you buy like when Noah's like, you just gotta tell the truth. Be like, no, she can't tell the truth now. Like it's like too late.
and then she gets away with it again. You know?
Yeah.
But but okay, so that's the hook. That's the first episode. So I know you did last summer. Um, okay, so what were you gonna say, Tony, before we go on to the second episode?
About the character I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, you said that
Okay,
you're
so
gonna put a pin on something.
Okay, yeah. So we haven't talked about this character yet, and it's a core part of this second season cast, right? And I just got to talk about fucking Noah again, right? So,
Oh my God.
for the second time, right? For the second time, he's gotten an overqualified, completely not his type girlfriend, who is like not only unceremoniously killed off, but like killed off in a really like cruel
Brutal
and
way.
unusual way, right? And it's just so bizarre that it's happened twice, you know?
It's
And-
the
and again-
gnarliest kill, kind of, in a way.
It is
of the whole
insane.
season.
It-
The
it-
fucking pedophile gets an easier death. Why does that happen?
It's like some Saw extremity shit, man.
Because the video fake out thing is like the extra knife twist of like, you were never going to save her. She drowned. She died
No.
slowly and afraid and alone. And also, you were never going to get to her.
And also,
you-
and on top of that, Doug, right? It's like in the moments where they're in the coffin, right? And he's losing air, he's hearing her screams, right? And he thinks that he's hallucinating them, right?
Yeah.
That's
It's
an amazing hook. That's where this show has some juice, right?
That's like
But
the
it
best
does-
sequence of the show, I gotta say.
It's up there. I really like the Audrey stuff, but I would not like contend against that. That stuff is really good.
No, because I did tweet about this. Like, what after that scene happened, we found out she was dead, and she's like, "No, it can't be." He looked at his phone, and she's still like screaming on the pre-recording. Like, I actually tweeted, like, you know what? Second season Ghostface is like the third best Ghostface of the entire fucking franchise, man. Because that's cool. That's cool. I can forgive the squealy voice for that, you know. That's great. That's great stuff. You're right. But I want to bring it up that I forgot what his first girlfriend was such a non-entity that they bring her name up several times in the first couple of episodes of this season, and I did not know who the fuck she was until they started listing out people who died and how they died. Oh wait, that was her. Because she's
Right, yeah.
but I think
she was still in my mind because she was like such a big Elon Musk fan, and it was the fucking like libertarian guy with the like Asian GF stereotype.
And the new girlfriend this season references SpaceX. She says she was at a
It's-
SpaceX thing. Like, why did they?
Doug,
both
you're
have-
connecting my dots. Doug, you're connecting my dots.
Why is there so much Musk stuff with his girlfriends?
because Musk was geek chic, you know, and that's a vibe they want Noah to have. And
All
just
you
like
need to pick up a girl is a horse.
exactly right. It's a horse and to be like nerdy but in a cool way, like Elon Musk.
Like Tony Stark.
He learned how to fuck by watching Phantasm 2.
Oh my God, Dylan! Those are the last words that Zoe heard.
Yeah. Funniest line of dialogue, by the way, I have to say, because like you've seen Phantasm 2, that's hilarious.
So I do want to bring up though that again, like we mentioned, season 2 feels like a second draft of season 1. Because season 1, we were talking about like how they should have had Riley, which was his first girlfriend's name. They were gonna kill her off. They should have killed her off later in the season after we got to know her more, because that way you can have like this nice little relationship thing brewing, have some dynamics there, and it'll be fine. And they kind of feels like, oh, they heard those kind of criticisms. Season 2, they did that exact same thing that we thought they should have done with Riley, except they fumble at the finish line. They fumble at the finish line. You know what I mean? Because
they fumbled throughout.
but for this one, it stuck out to my mind immediately, because once she dies, her death is not about her, but about like, oh man, this is finally something that's gonna shake something up in Noah. Like, fuck you just raided this poor girl. Like we don't even see like her friends, family. No one's really mourning her in that way.
I'm like, does she have a father or mother? Or like, what the fuck? Where's her family?
But it's like, no, like
the same problem as the first season. This character is built only to be a function towards Noah. And I'll tell you guys, right, when I was watching the show, I was like, this is the perfect candidate for the killer. this would be an amazing, like, person who could turn out to be a
Oh, you
killer.
mean Zoe?
Or yeah, she would be amazing for it, right?
I
Like,
thought they were I mean, they dangle a lot of like potential killers, but like she would have been one of the more interesting ones. Yeah.
right, and compared with all of like the Audrey playing around with too, and the way that they were playing off of each other, I think it could have worked. But the main problem I was seeing was that, like, she had, again, similar to the character from the first season that was with Noah, is that they had no real chemistry together, and it felt like they were constantly being pushed together by Brooke. And then, like, when she dies, right, and Elvis, as you're talking about, like, it's supposed to be this, like, oh my god, this is a huge moment. She's like barely brought up after that, like there's more of the season after this, and he just kind of
When does
lets
she
it go.
die? When does she die? She
Like,
dies.
maybe like episode 8 or 9, maybe.
Funhouse, despite their feud, discovered targeting them. She dies in episode 10. 10. So
Wow, it felt
so-
earlier than me. To
it
me,
did
for
feel
whatever
earlier,
reason.
but I'll say that's because 11 and 12 go fucking hard in the paint. 11 and 12 felt like 3 episodes each of like, okay, shit is actually kind of starting to happen.
Yeah, in the last like third of the season, they're like, "Oh shit, plot. We got to do something."
To be fair, first season, the last couple episodes were like, who gives a fuck, So this was like, okay, things are insane. The cops trying to arrest everybody. They're on the run. It's fun shit, man. I love season 2.
I love this as like a, it's like a master class in like what people who are trying to like make the best of what they can, like I can feel these people trying to make something that's engaging, but there are certain things that are holding this back, like the fact that they're assuming that like every episode that could be somebody's first episode, and they have to treat it all like that every single time, where it's like every episode you kind of have to get refilled in on everything that's going on. And then also there has to be things within that episode that make it dramatically compelling rather than the full series itself. And like, at least here, it actually does feel like there's actual appreciation for horror, which was something that was surprising to me. But I will contradict that immediately and say that, like, in the 13th episode is what I'll call it. They are geeking out about like Audrey and her girlfriend. They're geeking out about watching an early copy of Ouija Origins of Evil. And
Are
like,
they?
that's
I
the
missed
movie that
that.
they're movie that they
I
want.
caught that.
Like, imagine how well that date would go, right? Like, just wow, that was boring.
I like. Oh wait,
I
like the Flanagan
like
one,
parts
right?
of
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of boring.
It's
all
better
right.
than Life with Chuck. Better than Life with Chuck.
I will agree with you there, Elvis.
God, I hate that movie so much.
Yeah, that movie sucks. Doug, have you seen Life of Chuck?
Not yet.
God, it's
Well,
terrible.
Doug, I think that you may enjoy certain parts of it.
I
did
enjoy certain
too as
parts of
well.
it.
Exact. Same here. I think that you might actually come out the most positive of the three of us, in my eyes.
I feel
Okay.
like, M. Night Shyamalan would have done something better with that movie.
I agree with that. That movie is begging for a Shyamalan.
Shyamalan should adapt King. Like, he's never like done a direct
Hey.
King. Like, yeah, that sounds good.
Do another do like fucking Leslie's Story, another Ramona Rose Matter. One of his little character pieces,
Dream bigger. M. Night Shyamalan's The Stand.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that's good shit. All right, so episode 2, Psycho. Wait, so Jake dies.
Oh no. Not Jake.
Who? The guy who called himself Jakester in the third person? Oh no.
Anyway, which again, you know what? I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss Jake.
For what? What did
Nothing.
he do? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, why are we missing Jake?
Look, I just hate Gustavo that much. I do.
Fair.
I hate Gustavo so much. Like,
Do people named Gustavo actually go by Stavo? I thought they just
that's
go by
the first time I heard
Mhm.
that, and I know Gustavo's. Okay, first time I heard that, you know what? It's kind of cool. It's like Stav.
We're just thinking about Stavros Halkias. We're
Yeah,
just
we are.
imagining like him being there, just being like, "That's kind of gay," like just like doing his whole thing, like I don't know.
Just get all the Cumtown guys in this.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Exactly.
One of them's the teacher that's a pedophile, Nick Mullen.
Honestly,
girls.
Adam Friedland would make a great Sidney Prescott stand-in. Him just be like,
He
"What's
would.
going on? What? I guess I don't know." Like,
All right. So, and nothing happens this episode really. He dies. Emma starts getting gaslit by both Ghostface and Stavo. You know what I'm saying? Like Stavo has this infamous line where it's like, you should have gotten killed because you're not a nice person anymore or since. Which again, I don't know if that's like Stavo negs her the entire fucking season. Like he's like a cold, broody kind of guy, but he's like classic pickup artist negging bullshit the entire season. It's insane.
and then he's rewarded for it because he gets with Brooke at the end.
Yeah,
So,
he moves
works.
in with him and his dad.
oh
Yeah,
my
it
god, we gotta talk about Brooke's dad. How he looks like fucking what's his face? The guy from the WWE, like Vince McMahon. He looks like Vince McMahon in the season.
Oh, okay. I mean, I just know him as like from Mad Men.
Mad
as
Men,
Sal.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's Sal. And he's like,
But
is
he's
he
got a
meant to be
pencil
gay?
mustache this season.
He's meant to be gay in this show too because he doesn't play straight, you know.
It just raises having the mayor be an actual like there is something weird about having like there are adults in the lore of like Scream, the actual franchise, and yeah, of course you have Dewey and Gale who are part of the action, but in terms of like the parents almost exist in like the abstract, and so like having them like be like actually present sometimes but not always then just makes you question like where everyone else's parents are or where other adults are.
This was something that we got out in the first season, right? So when
Yeah.
Elvis and I had this conversation, right, the thing that we were saying was that, you know, this feels like a legacy sequel, right?
Yes.
This feels like a legacy sequel for something that doesn't exist. And the first season was the legacy sequel, right? Did you get that same feeling?
Oh, absolutely, because they keep referencing like the whole like Brendan James past thing. I was like, did I is this not the first season?
No, I'm glad you bring it up because it's very important to this episode and the next one, because we finally get Emma's dad making a real appearance in the show, played by the Paris Werewolf, the American Paris Werewolf, whatever his fucking name is. What's his name? Tom Everett Scott. There we go.
Yeah.
And everything about him feels like this is someone who's coming back, and you know, like this is like, oh wow, this is like if Tommy Jarvis came back to Lakewood. That's how it's played. Like, oh, I'm not the same man I was anymore because I'm traumatized. My past experiences. Like this would play so much better if there was like an original season 0 where this kind of shit happened, and then you see like that would like be impactful. Otherwise, it just feels kind of stupid.
Because the connection to Emma, it's starting to be like, yes, I've been through what you've been through, and I'm like, have you? I guess I heard about that, but like, I don't really know what you're talking about, man.
Not to repeat the same thing I said with Aubrey, but like if we wanted to give Emma some agency, like again, this stuff up front would have made a lot more sense to drag out through the whole season, right? Like, why aren't we getting to know?
Because he just leaves. Like,
exactly.
What episode does he leave in? The next episode?
He leaves in the next episode. Yes, he does.
So, like, why? Like, you introduce such a large, important part of the text, right? Like, I imagine this would be something that they would have burrowed into in like a theoretical third season of this timeline.
He's in the final scene of the last special.
Like that, yeah. That's like the post credits tee up, basically. Of like, welcome back.
But exactly right. That's the thing is like they're only setting him up for the future rather than paying him off now, where obviously it makes the most amount of sense. And instead, it just leaves Emma feeling high and dry, not just for the arc, but for the whole season.
Yeah, for us too.
Which is a shame because Willa Fitzgerald. I mean, like I know you don't care for Strange Darling, Tony, but I think she's good in that.
No, it's not that I don't care for it. It's like I think it's good, and like she's amazing in it. I agree with you there,
Yeah, I mean, I don't fault anyone for having it. Like if you read it, if you pay attention at all to what that movie is saying politically, it's evil. But like, yeah, I just enjoy it just as a fun story.
Mm-hmm. We've had that conversation. we know where we stand there.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see here. He was killed by murder of the Prince Piper, and Rowdy Stalker raises the stakes with a bloody gift. So, yes, and Audrey takes steps toward covering up her crimes even more by finding Jake's body and telling no one about it. Not calling the cops, nothing, and then it's finally disappeared. And it turns out Ghostface did it all so that he could catch her on camera and blackmail her even some more. So that's
And
fun.
this is one of the first. I mean, we've already seen characters be stupid, I guess, at this point. But like, this was really when I was like laughing of like, wow, she is really fucking stupid that she didn't even
Yep.
think to look for the camera, like either camera, the one outside the storage thing or the one in both cameras. She has the deer in headlights. Like, what?
What?
Cameras?
There's a camera in here, and like, oh yeah, also the security camera. What? Your eyes go wide, even there's a security camera. Like, clearly there will be a security camera there.
Have you never heard of a storage facility? Like that's what they.
I think this is like the first.
Shit.
This is the first like true shark jumping of the season, where like everything that we've described before that have been nitpicks beyond our like side routes, like everything beyond that could have been forgiven with all of the other interesting stuff that it's been bringing up. But the moment it does something like this, you're just like, oh, this show is stupid. I don't need to care, because they don't care. They're not really thinking all this shit through.
So true. It's not. They're not, because then Ghostface hides in like a motel room bathroom recording Emma. It's like, aha, you have to race to her. Don't call the cops, And it's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Could have been more interesting.
Question: why is the texting so bad in this show? Like the depiction of it, because it's like actually important. It's like kind of the primary way Ghostface does call, but he mostly like disguises himself as other people that he's killed, like texts through their phone. But like I'm like, the social networks already happened. David Fincher showed you how to depict texting on screen. It's not dynamic at all. It's just a. And also, it's funny that sometimes it looks like iOS because you see like the blue text, but then other times I'm like, I don't know what kind of phone you have. Like that's not Android or iOS.
You've got the Yahweh. They've got the Yahweh phones, and then that's what it is. Is it Huawei?
You're not wrong. Yeah, okay, so let's see here. But yeah, no. Emma just gets her dad arrested, and then they leave. Audrey does. She's like, I call the cops, like saying my friend's being attacked in the motel, and then just Audrey's dad, Emma's dad is like just punching on some guy because he's drunk. Oh wait, here's another funny thing. They mentioned that the reason why they split up, Emma's parents, because her dad was abusive. And like, what the fuck is that about, man? Why bring it up now at this point? And like,
it's kind of just tossed off and like not really like she invokes it like when her parents are having a fight later, but it doesn't really feel like that we like deal with or unpack that, because I'm like, that's a major, like, sure, you can tie that to the trauma that he went through, but that doesn't excuse it. So we still should like have the characters reckoned with. Like, what does that mean?
I guess we'll find out in the third season that never got made.
Let's just call a spade, right? The biggest issue with this season, and also just this entire series in general, is just two words: casual misogyny, right? Like, a lot of the show dabbles in that stuff and then like tries to reckon with it. Like, it's almost like it like creates the issue and then goes, oh no, I made a mistake. Oh, let me try to fix that. And it's like, why did you do it in the first place? Like, why did you go down this path just to explore the outcomes of it? Because like, it doesn't seem like you yourself are ready and well equipped to provide those answers.
Yeah, and I mean, you're completely right. Brooke and Jake and her relationship with Salvo, terrible relationships, and yet we're meant to think that one is better than the other. Not to mention Benson, who has been creeping on her since she was like 16. Emma and her terrible relationships, and then also like, oh, but Eli might have been a good option, but he's also a fucking freak who was stalking her. So who gives a shit at that point? Noah, who doesn't give a shit about his girlfriends after they get murdered, other than being like, this will motivate me to go on. Fuck you, die in a fire.
Oh my god. I wanted to fucking I wanted to jump through the television screen, not the other way around. I don't want characters to come to me. I want to go to them. I want to jump through the screen and strangle Noah when that happened. I was like, are you kidding me, man? This is the second time. The first girlfriend wasn't worthy enough to, get this treatment. And you had the same exact kind of relationship with her, it was this whole thing where it's just like the show is trying to pick and choose how it can be impactful, and it feels ill-equipped to ever try to appropriately handle any of these subject matters that it brings up.
It is really gross. It's a gross show.
But you love it.
I do. I do. It's fun.
Which is more evil politically, Scream 3 or this?
I was gonna say this is probably
3.
got the worst.
Yeah,
I was gonna tweet this out. Like, this has got like the worst sexual gender politics besides 3. I was gonna tweet it out after I finished watching this because it is really terrible. Because like she gets like a go moment with Benson, but Benson should be in jail.
Like, there's no reason not
He's
to
the biggest
call
issue.
There's no reason not to call the cops on. Well, because also we should talk about the sheriff. We should talk about my man Anthony Rivera.
Mr. Eyebrows, Mr. Looking Scowly,
Sheriff Acosta, who
Very corrupt.
Make you could do a drinking game where it's like anytime someone gets arrested, where it's like, this looks really bad, I don't know how they're getting out of this, and he's just like, all right, you can go.
Amazing, hilarious every time it happens.
The only time
you're letting them go, because sometimes they try and depict it as a strategy where it's like, this will lead me to the killer, but a lot of the times it just looks like you're a bad cop, like you're bad at your job.
And he is a bad cop, man. He was working on the mayor's payroll and shit. Like, the mayor was using him as a hired thug. Yeah, like, it's insane.
He's the guy that they're trying to
make
make us think is
for that.
Well, yeah, because they're trying to set him up as Ghostface for most of the show. He's probably the biggest red herring of the whole show, but I never believed him because it was just like, man, I don't know. It just seems like he's like a cop on a power trip, and he's falling for the bait of the killer. Like I've seen that a million times in slasher shows and movies.
Well, we already know that he has one secret with Emma's mom, so I'm like, well, they're not gonna. Making him also the killer, like that's a hat on a hat. I don't know. He's already hiding one thing.
And again,
exactly.
that feels like it's going to be something that would have been picked up in the season 3 that never got made.
I mean, the whole note in the tree, there's so much stuff that's left in play that we could have gotten a follow up on. I
definitely feel a lot of this, and a lot of the TV special are like, we promise. We only want one more season. We're wrapping this up as much as we can. We're getting rid of the entire mayoral corruption plot. We're getting rid of that. We're getting rid of the land development plot. We're getting rid of that. We got rid of the sex tape, underage child porn ring. We're getting rid of that. We're getting rid of all the annoying boyfriends. That's out of the way. It feels like we're just brush everything aside. Please give us a season 3. Please.
Don't you want to see what Emma's dad's up to? And they were like, absolutely not.
It's like, wait, people are still watching the show, is what they said. All of this much ado seems truly to be about nothing, right? It's trying so hard to polish a turd that really doesn't deserve the kind of it doesn't deserve the Scream name. Let's be honest, right?
No,
Instead, this is just something that exists. But something that's fascinating is that because we've been going through the Scream franchise, we have come to the realization that, the majority of the movies just kind of suck, right? And there's just pieces that work within each of them. And there are a few that are really good. But when it really comes down to it, it is the whole franchise has these same issues. This franchise this series has those same issues, and it's not even because it comes from the same franchise. It's because it's born from the same inadequacies and being able to fully follow through on some of the subject matters it wants to talk about. So I think that if anything, that's the unifying principle that's been going through this whole franchise.
I agree, which is why it's in the middle of my ranking. When we get to the ranking.
I that's amazing.
Giving that away.
Sorry, I'm bringing it up now because you're right, because the franchise as a whole has always had these same issues. Scream 3, I'm gonna say I'll put this above Scream 3 any day because Scream 3 is a
I'm
lot
with
more
you
fucking
there.
gross.
Yeah.
And then you know what? I love how bozo mode this gets. We're talking about this next episode right now, which is the most bozo episode of the entire fucking show. You know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
And I know you have a lot of things to say about it. You've been talking about it nonstop, off camera. So we're gonna get into it, but that puts it above 2. It puts it above 5. Puts it above 6. It's like Jesus Christ. What am I watching?
I would put 5 above this. I think. Well, because here's the thing.
Agree with you, Doug.
5 and 6 are fan fiction in a way that sometimes doesn't live up. It feels like it's doesn't fall through enough on anything new, and then in the show there are new ideas, but it feels like not fan fiction, but it's almost like I've written some spec scripts for assignments in class. Like I wrote like a community episode or something. Like this almost feels like if someone turned a spec script into a whole series.
It does. It does. But how about this? I would put this season above 5. First season would be like right after 3. 3, I think, would be like my lowest for right now.
And that's totally fair.
Because season 2, like bozo, I love bozo. I mentioned, I love. I know you did last summer. I love. I still know you did last summer. I love the new I know you did last summer. They're bozo ass movies. It's insane. They're nonsense. And this is a nonsense season.
I just
What I
wish
said
there was
about-
more energy behind the bozo-ness, because like
Yeah.
like I get what you're saying, Elvis. It's just a lot of it like kind of just slid off me of like
It is still very tepid. I'll
it's,
agree.
it's kind of boring. Yeah.
But I think when it makes those swerves, I think that hits me hard. Like I was like not expecting this after being bored for so long.
That's
the thing
true.
I'll say. The thing I'll say about this season, right, is the same thing I said about Scream 6. It's like I feel as though like Halloween comes around or something, you're looking for a slasher, you could throw this season of television on and have a decent enough time. The issue here is that the issues that are present, whether it be like, the strange politics of it all or how it's trying to accomplish these things, if you pay too much attention, you're going to not enjoy this whatsoever. But if
At
you're
all.
just like, if you like kind of like you're on your phone, maybe you're like something like me, like you're playing through Pokemon Ultra Moon for the first time because you can, and every once in a while you look up the screen and you see Ghostface, and you're like, wow, some of these scenes are really fun. Like if you're in that kind of mode, I feel as though you could really get something out of this, right? From a pure cheesy show perspective. But again, like this is not going to set the world on fire, and it's not going to be something that I would easily recommend to anybody. And certainly within the context of the rest of the franchise, this is not the best it can do. I would easily put anything that Radio Silence did over this every day of the week.
I'm not going to argue too much about that. I will say though that this season does adhere to one of Randy's rules, in that the body count is actually higher. The death scenes are more elaborate, and I really wanted the killer to be dead, and she never dies. Audrey still lives. She's still out there haunting our dreams.
What do we think of like not who the killer actually is, but like just the depiction of Ghostface and how he's kind of like too ethereal for me in the show, where it's like there's a couple of good moments where he does feel like flesh and blood, but like maybe it's because our main cast is so stupid that he just
Slept away.
yeah, he just seems like fully in control of everything, like in like a Dark Knight Joker, where he's like, how many moves did you plan ahead for this? But like yeah, he kind of just seems like he can supernaturally like just be wherever, do whatever sometimes.
So this is the interesting thing. Let's I want to jump ahead. Just to do it, but I think that the finale or the penultimate episode implies there's a fourth Ghostface. Implies a little bit. Because there's a character who was like always texting with their boyfriend on their phone, and then we find out that boyfriend is Ghostface.
I think we know who it is, right? Can
Yeah.
we say we know who it is?
Yeah, I mean,
Is it not Kieran?
It's Kieran. Yeah, she's been cheating with Kieran the entire fucking season. Every time she's like, "Oh, I'm just texting my boyfriend," she's texting Kieran. So
Exactly.
isn't that like implication that maybe? And at the end, right, penultimate episode, she's like, to Ghostface, like, oh man, it worked out. You know, Emma and Audrey are here, just like you wanted. So like maybe she's helping him set this shit up.
Like, how much has she helped? Right? Was it just the party, like, or has she done other things for him? And then there's,
And
the
then she decides to blow him while he's in the Ghostface mask. So like, what the fuck? Kieran's a fucking freak.
she doesn't get to do it. The knife comes out right away.
But she expects it. You know, she expects like, oh, I guess it's that time of day again.
This thing we usually do.
You know, he's like Colin Weary, yeah, Ghostface.
Oh Jesus.
Kieran is like, I don't know, like, does that make him a worse boyfriend than Will? Just cheating on her relentlessly while also being dressed like the serial killer.
It makes him worse just because of how boring he is. I mean, it does feel like he has tried
Yeah.
to will himself into becoming Skeet Ulrich at that. We'll get to the finale, but physically they start doing his hair like that, and when as we're like, oh,
it's no longer gelled back. It's like, oh, scraggly. It's fucking stupid.
yeah.
But
The problem is that they make him so much more like wiry and untrustworthy, and Emma just seems stupider and stupider the more that she just excuses him. And it gets to the point where she's just kind of like a maiden, like just waiting for him for a lot of the show. And it's like, what are we doing here? You know, like everything else around her is more interesting than Emma. Willa Fitzgerald is a good actor and is trying really hard to make these things interesting, but she just can't because everything around her is letting her down.
she's too much of an ingenue. You're right. Like there's no. She's so passive because everything happens around her. Like she's like Audrey is running circles around her, trying to keep her from finding out. Her dad is only there for like 2 episodes, and then that's it. She and her mom have like maybe 1.5 scenes together. Her and Noah have like no scenes together, other than when she's like, "Oh, I'm on my own kind of thing. We're investigating stuff. Want to come?" And she's like, "No, I don't want to help you." So she's like, and her and Brooke like got nothing going on together. She's like, Brooke hangs out with Zoe more. Emma is just like, I'm a waif. I'm the final girl. I just gotta, fucking wait until that
She
kicks
kind of
in.
just ping pongs between storylines. It'll be some other character pursues a lead or is being led by Ghostface somewhere, and then she just shows up there, and then has to go back, and then she runs back to go get another character. Like when she stumbles upon Aubrey and Noah, like when she does the fake kidnapping and shows up there, and then she's like, I gotta go find Kieran, but Kieran's right there. Oh, okay.
It is really ridiculous, and I don't think they knew what they wanted to do with her. Much like with Audrey, it kind of feels like they want to keep her in a stasis where nothing too much is asked of her. Like with Audrey, like we don't want her to be too much independent. With Emma, like we don't want her to like be too unrelatable to our core stupid teen audience. Like we want her to be like
four, if you will.
yeah.
They should have made her and Aubrey be on the run like halfway through the season, and
Exactly.
because that's the most interesting thing she gets. But then we're not really
On the run, they turn right back around.
Yeah, I wanted to actually feel like that she is like public enemy number 1, and then you can also like reckon with because the whole Audrey of it all, maybe she fully learns Audrey's complicity, but that she has no other choice but to because they're both like being framed in that moment. So then they both kind of have to like go on you could still like merge those storylines in like a more compelling way, I feel like.
No, you're on the money there for sure. But moving ahead, as I mentioned this episode, this is the best one of the season, I think. Happy birthday to me. Holy fuck, it's Kieran's 17th birthday? That's the birthday? Holy shit, Piper's a monster. Anyway,
I could have sworn he was 24. I thought he had been held back.
So it's Kieran's 17th birthday according to the wiki, but Kieran like definitely older than like Emma and shit. So holy fuck, man. Everyone deserves to die. Kill them all. And this is the one where like Ghostface decides to get everyone tripped out on ayahuasca and shit.
So it's Kieran who did this then, right? Because like the thing is from Jake, but it's Kieran who doses everyone.
Yes. Potentially with the with with the help of his blowjob girlfriend.
I wish we
Oh
could
my
remember her
God.
name. We're just calling her blowjob girlfriend.
I
But
can look
can't,
at
It's,
I can't
it's the
remember her
story. She
name.
serves in the story.
It's
what she
Holly.
does.
Heather?
She's his
Is it
second girlfriend. I think it's Heather. I think you're right. I think it's Heather.
something with an H?
Holly, maybe. I'll look it up. And we gotta give her some dignity more than this fucking show did.
I appreciate it.
Haley.
Oh, okay. I was close. It was an H.
Haley. Probably yeah. So I definitely think that she was horrifically complicit.
She was doing tasks with, like, basically if there was a Task Rabbit app for Ghostface, like she kept getting tasked and she was like, all right, I'm on it.
All right, all right. So, yes, he gets everyone fucking fucking drugged up.
Trippy
Eli
episode.
and Eli, who was like, let's call him Cool Derek. I'm gonna call him Cool Derek. High bar is like, oh Emma, we had this moment. I'm like a nice guy. My cousin isn't. And I'm almost gonna kiss you. We're gonna be really romantic about it. Even
Either
though
do a triangle or don't. I feel like that with we'll talk about like Noah and Aubrey and like that thing, but like just shit or get off the pot. Like they should have kissed.
they should have kissed. They did. They should have.
Yep.
But also, it's kind of weird that he looks like a 12-year-old boy.
Because he's a
Yep.
little guy.
He's like shorty. He's a shorty. He's a tiny titan.
Tiny Titan.
We're talking about like he can fit in her pocket or something.
He
Like
does. He
he's
does.
so
Like
small.
on the ladder, it's like, come on, man. She had to hold on to her. But yeah, so they almost kiss, and then also Emma Brooke has like these visions of like, you want to fuck Gustavo, but you're still thinking about me. I'm Jake, the ghost. It's ridiculous.
Oh my God. This is when it's feeling like even like Scream 5, even with the Skeet Ulrich ghosts.
Yeah,
little
this
bit.
episode's rocks, and then of course Tony even itching to go at this, with Vicarious and the Virgin.
It's this fucking will they won't they? The show's been fucking dragging out, like they keep like the idea of pairing these two characters together. They're the best of friends, right? And they're bi-curious, hint, hint, hint. And the Virgin, hint, hint, hint. That's obviously where the show is going. And again, Zoe is like wallpaper. Why is she here? She's a fan of the morgue, and she's just like kind of relegated to being forced into the relationship with not Randy, right? Like Brooke keeps on having to like push him into wanting to be with Zoe, right? To the degree where it's like, why would I care that they are together? And then when this happens, right? When Zoe gets them to kiss, right? There's a moment where like Zoe's like backs out in this relationship where she's like, like maybe not, right? That's where you go forward in this love triangle, right? That's where you complicate things, right? You set up all the pieces, you had them all there, and you even committed a bit to it. Why didn't you follow through? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Gave you all the clues, Mr. Policeman. Come on.
Mr.
Martin
Brendan
Scorsese, please give us 10 more million to finish the film.
But you're right, because it's like it is the most like out of pocket part of the show, that they get these two to kiss, even though next to the cross I mentioned terrific performer in this show, but they have no chemistry, and she's clearly a lesbian in this show. So this is like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like could we add like sexual assault to the list of Kieran's crimes here? Because
yeah.
they had no purpose kissing, and then it's like,
because she was seeing Rachel, like she saw someone else when she was kissing Noah.
exactly, she's seeing her dead girlfriend that she helped murder.
Yeah.
I think the biggest issue is that like it's literally just the show trying to keep her in the bi-curious realm, right? But the reality is that everybody here, we all agree, like she's a lesbian, right? Like,
Correct.
like she, like that. It just that's the like direction that her as a character is leaning, right? So it's like anything that happens like this feels more like either like fan service or just in service of Noah, and it's gross. We don't want that. We want what's true to the characters. We want her to watch Ouija Origins of Evil.
Brooke and Audrey should have gone together.
A drug trip episode, writers often use as an excuse to like, we can make these characters do anything. You know, like this would be
True.
unnatural in any other circumstances, but it's like, oh, even sexual preferences are out the window when there's ayahuasca. She doesn't even know what she's seeing.
But then we feel like the next episode is really getting chasing Amy for some fucking reason.
Oh, I wish if they were playing like NHL '94, you know, I'd be down for that.
Because it's like, because then Zoe is like, well, you know, I mean, do you? I mean, am I just like there as your second choice? Like, fuck off, man. Let's be honest. Look at her. Look
And
at
then
you,
time it
man.
cuts to Noah, it's Ben Affleck, and it's like,
the name of that actress that escapes me with that very distinct voice of being like, like I forget her name.
I know who you're talking about, but I'm blanking on her name.
That was I couldn't say any of the words, so I just like hit the register of her voice, and I hope that you guys remembered.
I just from you doing that, I knew exactly what Joey Lawrence Adams.
I wasn't trying to say that she was like somebody who was known for squealing in that movie. That was just like the register, you know. But when it comes to exactly with this whole like love triangle, right? Like it just again furthers like makes Zoe into a prop, right?
She's a prop.
Like Zoe. Like exactly right, like everything
How
that.
dare you talk about the Lady of the Lake like that? The winner of.
Oh my God, Lady of the Lake!
I kept thinking they were talking about the lady in the water festival. I'm like, what? This town's really into that Shyamalan movie. That's interesting. I
just got it. That's why she died in the lake. She's the Lady of the Lake.
Oh my God.
I got it. This show's cerebral, you know. It's very intellectual.
You got to be really kind of like Rick and Morty. You got to be really smart.
I just got that right now. I'm dumb. Maybe that's why I like this season so much. I'm a dummy.
I just got out of my chair. And like ran around like my space right now, just like freaking out about everything that just happened.
You know what, Kieran though, he's got a mind for the classics, a literary mind. So. You know, I wish
the Ghostface's creativity showed in his characterization at all, because it's like kind of hard to reconcile of like this boring piece of shit. He's the one who's been doing all this.
This cool Machiavellian bullshit.
Yeah. Like this Ghostface seemed like he had supervillain Lex Luthor intelligence or something.
He's always getting them to incriminate themselves, posing stuff. Stealing stuff. He's like 5 steps ahead. It's so great.
Except then he's a dumbass when he's with. I mean, we'll get to the later episode when he's like trying to frame Eli. He's like, I found all these pictures in Eli's room. Hold on, let me run and put them back.
So stupid. All right. But all right. So this episode is just like it's I think it's a fun episode overall, because everyone starts getting like. High vision. Oh, I'm seeing rainbows. It's so stupid. Everyone starts vomiting. And Audrey can't tell anyone because she knows that Jake is dead. And she's like, oh, I think we should go to the hospital. Like, no, this is one of Jake's pranks. And she knows it's Ghostface. So it's fun. Shit, man. But also, it couldn't have been Kieran because Kieran just comes back later. So unless you think Kieran dropped the ayahuasca, then went back, and then went back again a couple of hours later, it was definitely his secret girlfriend, Haley.
Or he just trained himself. He was taking a little microdosing ayahuasca, so when the night came, he's like, "I'm fine, actually."
He's like a real Joe Rogan, where like he did it as well, and instead he was just going like how much of the Jeffrey Epstein associates can we talk to still?
I've been on that island. Piper took me.
Now we're understanding, you know, because again, Weinstein affiliated show, you know, it's all connected.
It is all connected. So let's see here. Next one. Let's move on to the next one while we thinking about things to say about this one. Donna. Also, happy birthday to me. We'll also find out that Jake is dead because after the party they go back to the Lady and Lake Festival to school, and during the rehearsal we get the shameless ripoff of Carrie and I Know You Did Last Summer. Jake's body falls to the ground, splattering poor Brooke in his guts and blood, which you think would have like dried out by then.
Yeah, but
like how many days has it been?
Yeah. Like 4.
Yeah.
For the
This
week.
is one of the best shots / moments of this whole season, right? Like, this is great. I like
Yeah.
this a lot.
Well, it helps that Carlson Young, right? Is that the
Yeah.
Yes.
She's selling the shit out. Like this is like the strongest shit. Like I hate Jake, and it's hard to believe anyone would care this much about him. But she does sell like the grief stuff and the reacting to his death. Like she's working her ass off here.
It's like Willa Fitzgerald 1, Brooke 2, Audrey 3 in my eyes of like performers. I feel like these 3 are really strong performers carrying a lot of the things that maybe in a lesser show I would be dinging this for, but they're selling the reality of this for me.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard what we talked about before, Doug, but Carlson Young, very interesting filmography, if only for one reason.
She's the
and
director
Elvis.
too.
Elvis, yeah, give it away, yes.
Yeah, she is a director too. She directed and she plans on. But so have you ever heard of The Blazing World? It's the world's first science fiction novel, written in like the 1800s, right? And she made an adaptation of it like 2 years after the show ended. Or at least the second season, 2 years after this, that she self-financed or she got really invested in, and she plans on making it a trilogy. And it's like wild, man. I tried watching it.
It's free on the Roku channel.
Is it? Have you seen it?
No, I haven't, but I
It-
kind of want to.
it-
I kind of want to watch
it-
her direct their movie.
Doug Elvis, I feel like we should watch this movie together.
Yeah.
I want to watch. I see a couple of minutes, and it's like this is so mumblecore indie, but I respect it.
That's
I
amazing.
I respect.
She also made a movie with Sophie Turner, Trust.
Come on. I'm with her. I'm all in on this actor.
I believe in her, honestly. Like that's interesting. Because she is given like most vapid shit to work with on this show, and then she's like, I'm gonna just make my own adaptation of like this famous ass science fiction novel. I'm gonna make it into a trilogy if I can. Like that's bold. That's good use of whatever cachet you have. Udo Kier's in it, apparently. Let's do it.
Ooh, Udo? He's in it.
Apparently.
Sitting on a dock. Oh, do you guys like My Own Private Idaho? Have you guys seen that movie?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Elvis, have you seen it?
I've heard of it. I should watch it. Yeah.
Okay, so you haven't seen it. So Doug, you can back me up on this. There's a sequence in My Own Private Idaho where Udo Kier does like a musical number while like singing into a lamp. It's one of the most magical things in the world. You have to watch that movie.
Have you guys seen The Secret Agent yet?
No.
I haven't seen it yet.
There's literally a scene where a character's like, "Hey, come with me across the street. There's something I want to show you." And it's just Udo Kier. I mean, there's more to the scene, but and they go into the room and it's Udo Kier's there. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, that's worth leaving work to see.
But also,
I also believe that. I also believe that like somebody would take me to a room and just Udo Kier would be there, you know.
But I want to mention, 6 Degrees of Scream. Dermot Mulrooney is also in it.
Oh,
Bet he gives a better performance than 6.
That's like fucking saying like a dog is better at sitting than doing a backflip.
I've seen some athletic dogs. I don't know.
Apparently, it is the first in a trilogy of films entitled Saturn Returns. She is like old school fucking like post grad bullshit. I love it.
We need to help her get funding to complete the series.
I'd sign a petition for this shit, man. This is you don't see like old like Riyadu stuff has any boldness like that. Just like you don't see that anymore. You don't see pie anymore.
What's her name again?
Carlson Young.
Carlson Young.
Carlson Young, come on the podcast. Carlson Young, we want to talk to you, Carlson Young. Carlson Young, yeah, you seem like a rad person, and we respect your craft. We respect your
And
vision.
we'll cover your movies, and we'll spread your gospel.
Exactly.
I want to see Saturn Return. I do.
This is nothing to do about clout. This has nothing to do about like us feasting off of what you're doing. We just want to make sure that what you want to accomplish happens. So let us be your advocates.
She made an Amazon romantic comedy with
that's coming out this year. Yeah.
More of the reason to support.
She's not in it. That's good. So she's like taking it seriously. I'm
Well, yeah, she's a real artist.
she's an artist. She's an artist.
Was
She
there
knows-
doubt? We weren't saying she wasn't a serious artist. We're saying we want
She's a
you
great-
on our show.
She's a great
Yeah.
performer, and it seems like she has a lot of crazy, fun ideas. So I'm down. Anyway, Scream. Audrey and
damn, we
Brooke
have
should have
to
gone
go
together. Audrey and Brooke should have gone together. That should have been the plot, the love plot.
I feel like Audrey with any of the female character, like whether you're doing a love triangle with Zoe and Noah, or even Emma and Audrey would be something, because it gives Emma something to do, kind of, and then you can kind of muddy the waters of when, the betrayal is. I'm putting betrayal in quotation marks because they don't really
Well on it at all.
They would never could forgive her if they knew what she had done.
Yeah, no, they
Audrey,
don't dwell on it.
like, is dead meat. She's dead meat, right? Like, she needs to go. Not because I don't like her, right? I think she's great, but it's just like what she's done in any slasher film. It'd be understandable.
Like, unless you're gonna have her get more evil and like double down on being a killer, then kill her.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
because it does. The initial input of like her trying to cover her tracks is fun, but then it just ends up petering out. The gas is let out of the tank. The balloon deflates. Like it just it does not escalate. It just kind of like, okay, let's reel it back. We had our fun. Now let's just reel it back in.
They kind of just have her decide to talk to Noah halfway through, and then she's like, "I gotta tell you something," but not really ever. So this is the one where they're all like,
Oh yeah, this is the
trapped
there's so
in
much
the
bottle
study.
episodes in this season. Every episode set in like one location.
And it's Emma trapped there for whatever reason.
It's
Like,
Die
she
Hard
can't
in
leave.
school.
Like it's always like Emma is in a situation, right? And then like there are a couple of characters like Noah, right, who will be like, "Oh, like I'm going to go check it out," like, and then they just go away for the whole episode, and they're the ones who find out everything. And it's like, why isn't Emma the one who's discovering these things? Why are we forced to like know everything more than her?
Because the psychology teacher put her in a room, closed the
locked it.
door, and would say, "Here, relax."
Oh yeah, I love when she like threatens to sue them later, right? Like there's like that moment where she's like, "That was crazy," right? And it's like the show itself is like, "Yeah, that was contrived."
Yeah, like why is this happening? I think one of the best laughs happened in this episode. I'm trying to remember when it is. I think someone throws something at Gustavo, like when Aubrey's
Like a
trying
piece
to,
of trash.
yeah, they're like, "Hey, you freak," or something. I don't know. I thought it was really funny.
It turns into Halloween Kills for a second.
Yeah.
Mob Jessica. I'm like, yes, kick him more.
I'm like, okay, his art's bad, but it's not. It almost looks AI, but I'm like, it's too early for AI. So
it's
I guess
definitely
not.
like filtered. It's definitely like traced over filtered shit.
They got like some like graphic designer who lives in California, right, or maybe Louisiana, eating a fucking crawfish
As
bowl,
we know, Louisiana story.
Exactly.
Nolans.
This is Nolan's culture, as we know. Honestly, it would be much better if the show revealed that it was actually a gator as Ghostface.
A meth gator.
Oh yes, sir, it's a gator coming after us on the bayou. Like one of those situations.
There actually would be way more water kills than just
Or everything is an inlet or a fjord. Okay. Fuck. I realized the biggest laugh I got wasn't in this season yet. It's in the fucking special. Shit.
It was actually
haven't even
filmed in
gotten to
Baton
special yet.
Rouge for some parts. Oh,
What was
that's crazy. It was actually filmed in Baton Rouge for some of it.
The Halloween special.
No, this part of the show, like
It looks like nothing like that.
I know. That's why I'm like, what?
Have you guys been to Baton Rouge?
No.
No, I haven't, but I assume it doesn't look like this show.
Yeah, it's like a small town vibe. Like Baton
Okay.
Rouge has this like
This show looks
city or-
like California.
Yeah, no, the fact that it looks the way that it does is actually kind of crazy. Like the fact that like because like audience, you may not know this, but like Doug like informed us that this show was shot in Louisiana, which is crazy. And also, I just have to call it too that he changes his profile to Dr. John, which has been making me laugh every time I see it.
Must have been the wrong place, the wrong time. Some brain salad surgery. Man, that just made me think of a fun. As much as I have beef with Ryan Murphy shows, remember the American Horror Story season with the witches, and they played Wrong Place, Right Time when they were burning the witch. It was fun.
Yeah, this is new run.
You're assuming I watched past season 2.
To be fair, like I don't know, man. Roanoke is like the best season, man. It's the final episode, which sucks, but the rest of that season is fucking gold.
This kind of made me want to watch
drama.
This kind of made me want to watch Scream Queens because I was like,
Scream Queens rocks.
I was like, that has to be at least fun in some like. There's not even I can't even enjoy this like in a campy way, because there's not any of that. It's just
and isn't Emma Roberts in that too?
Yeah.
It's probably fun.
It's fun. It's very fun. It's a very fun show.
We've established. I think we're all team Emma Roberts, right?
I am.
Yeah, Peter Parker's birth mother. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
And Madame Web.
Je suis Madame
Web. When are we getting a sequel? When are we getting the uniting of the Sony, the Spider-Man universe of Sony? What's the official name?
Yes.
It's like the Spump. The
Sony Pictures Universe of Marvel characters.
Yeah.
Okay? So you're saying like Madame Web brings back everybody, like all the Spider-Man,
her web connects them all, man.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
just
they've been
Tom Hardy
promising.
standing around and like, yeah, let's go fight some bad guys.
So long, buddy. Like,
hey man, I watch more Tom Hardy Venom in the fucking heartbeat. I have the box set right here.
do you think that Sydney Sweeney would come back for a Madame Web?
Absolutely.
What else she doing?
If she gets to wear jeans.
Oh Jesus.
All right. So nothing else happened in the episode. We find out Kieran has a gun. Gustavo gets kicked
To protect his friend. That's the funniest thing because like the police understandably take him in. You have a gun in your locker in school, and then the sheriff's like, you know what? I get where you're coming from. Your dad was a cop. You'd want me to take care of you. You're good. You're good people.
We need to talk about Kieran, right? He is just red flags all the time. And
I don't know what you're talking about. He's like a normal dude. He's just chill.
it just feeds into like my Emma is a horrible judge of character comment.
I mean, in her defense, she was institutionalized. It's hard to really get your bearings in the world.
Who isn't institutionalized in this show? I think everyone's had a stint somewhere. Emma,
Zoe too, right? Revealed that she was
Zoe as well.
And like Gina Rowland really shouldn't have been with Peter Falk, right? Like he was toxic too.
Well, yeah, I think that what that movie is saying is that we all have a little bit of that in us. It's just some hide it better,
Yeah, and we can all go to bed in our living room.
I love how we can tangent into fucking One Woman Under the Influence talking about this MTV Scream series. Was this running concurrently as like the teen? So what era of MTV was this? Like Teen Wolf? Is that what like the programming kind of?
This was
Yeah,
at
you're
the
right.
tail end of Teen Wolf. The tail end of Teen Wolf, yeah.
Dylan O'Brien is just sprouting his wings.
Okay. It's just a twinkle in Sam Raimi's eye at this point.
Yep, he's a twinkle in fucking what's his face, Jason Reitman's eyes to play Dan Aykroyd in Saturday Night.
Good, the movie is whatever. Also, the guy who wrote that it is responsible. One of the other parties responsible for those atrocious Ghostbuster Legacy sequels. He directed one of the episodes this season. Gil Keenan. I think, but anyway, back to Saturday Night. Yeah, he's great. Like Dan Aykroyd, it's like not an obvious impersonation to be able to do.
I feel like get rid of all of the guy from Spielberg scenes, and it's a good movie. What's his face?
Spielberg scenes.
Gabriel
Gabriel Abel.
Yeah, we get rid of all his scenes, and it's a good movie. Everything.
Yeah, 'cause-
Get rid of Lord. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but every time he talks, it's like, this is the most important show ever fucking made, and that's all he
You're
ever fucking
right.
says.
You're right, because he's playing like a fictionalized version of Lauren Michaels, where it's something beyond a business decision, right? Because like Lauren Michaels is literally just like a facilitator of everything that happened, and it makes it seem like he's
They're
like
making
a
him look
fucking
like an artist.
mastermind.
Yeah,
Kind of.
like
Yeah.
this. We are the part of the movement of the youth. Like that's not what he said. He was like, I'm fucking tired of people. Just get this fucking show on the road. You know?
Yeah, exactly. He was closer to Cooper Hoffman's character than even the person who played Cooper Hoffman or who Cooper Hoffman was playing.
So but like that movie works when it's like just quick cuts to vignettes. You know?
Yeah.
Like, here's Billy Crystal doing something really fucking ridiculous, and here's like Dan Aykroyd doing something really fucking ridiculous. Here's Chevy Chase being a fucking asshole.
And besides a
It get-
couple exceptions, like it's a good cast. Like, I mean, I don't know why Finn Wolfhard is there, and also kind of insulting to Andy Kaufman to have Nicholas Braun play him. But other than that,
If there wasn't meant to be like one of the Safdies playing him, the fat one, that made more sense.
You mean Benny?
Benny.
You mean that you mean both people who allowed a sex crime to happen on their set?
Yeah, it's true.
Mm.
So that role was cursed then,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I guess
Well,
so. Yeah.
Nicholas Braun, carried the flame in that sense.
Yeah, but it's kind of a shame that there's been no good person play Andy Kaufman, but Andy Kaufman.
Yeah,
Right.
you know,
Even Jim
right?
Carrey.
Jim
like-
Carrey sucked so much ass.
Jim Carrey.
I mean, I
can
like him in other
fucking-
roles, but like
Yeah.
that
But
performance
he's
is.
But that documentary, I'm like,
Mhm.
if I was ever in the locker room with Jim Carrey, I'd probably kill Jim Carrey.
Just kill him. Just kill Jim Carrey. Yeah, I'm with you there. Actually, Elvis.
If I'd
He
been
is
in,
a
if
funny-
I'd been in that green room, it wouldn't have gone down like that. Would have been a lot of blood.
if I were Paul Giamatti, just like boop, done. No more 20 million contracts. Done. Everyone's happier.
You're right. All right, so where the fuck are we in this season, man? Should we just wrap it up? Let's just get to the end.
Hey,
Because
we
what
got that
happens
money.
between this bottle episode and like
the-
our reveals toward we get like consecutive
let's run
reveal
through it.
episodes.
I think let's run through it. Let's run through it, and then let's
Like
talk
we did-
about the last episode because
like-
the
like-
last
like-
episode we haven't touched on much.
Like we did with the first season. Let's just run through the log lines and see if anything
Yeah.
pops up. Okay,
Do it.
All right, so Jeepers Creepers. Brooke takes action on unfinished business. This is Mr. Benson, the pedophile.
That is appropriate that this one is called Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah,
I
it's great. Boom.
Yep.
Fantastic.
didn't even
Why
that
the
didn't
show
even
is
dawn on me.
funny, and
Emma
also like that kill, right? That kill when he's like, oh no, sorry, when Brooke is like handcuffing him, and you've got the Like a River song going. That's comedy gold. Like I think that's one of the funniest things that happens all season.
Almost
for
every
sure.
needle drop is pretty laugh worthy. Like because there's not like an actual good needle drop, so they're all like really funny.
Every time like the camera pushes in on Emma's face, and there's like just like some like pop / R&B song where it's just like I'm going my own way.
You know what? I realized I sometimes watch sometimes the ones I watch have like the little MTV idents on the bottom. If you're watching a rip from the TV,
Oh yeah, I'm not paying for this.
I think that's why the show, other than it being terrible, I think that's why the show is not anywhere, because MTV shows are notorious for like you have to fucking pay out the nose for the rights for these things, and I think that Paramount just doesn't give a fuck.
Oh yeah.
So that's why they're not just because they think the show's bad. If the show is just bad, then they would probably
It's
put it
just
on
not
anyway.
worth getting the Scream movies on your platform, sure, but like the show, why shell out for that?
For like the music rights,
We're talking about like the television equivalent of like Children of the Corn 7 or 8, right? Like nobody gives a shit about those movies. They care about like
what if those are the best ones? We haven't seen them yet.
I
Your words. Write that down.
I will. Hey, if we want to watch Children of the Corn, count me in. Like let's do it.
Did we agree to that already?
Yeah, let's do 20 weeks of that. Let's do it.
Yep. No, sorry, Elvis, you're wrong. Let me correct you. 11 to 12 weeks of that.
Okay.
Okay, good. Okay, so Emma and Kieran struggle with trust issues, and Noah's investigations land him and Audrey in peril. This is, I believe, the fake kidnapping one, right? So Let the right one in. Crazy to reference that one. Eli and Emma take on a heated criminal adventure. I guess this is the one where they almost fucking bang in that abandoned house. Noah and Zoe's relationship intensifies, and the killer lures Brooke and Audrey into a deadly trap.
So which part of the episode is let the right one? Like
Yeah.
like what are we when are we referencing that?
I think
Maybe
it's literally just talking about the fact that it's like letting the right one in. Like at this point, they're not even talking about this, like the context or the
Just
thematic
the literal
element.
words.
Exactly.
I think they're thinking about like, like is Emma letting Eli into her heart by going on this romantic,
But it
Oh,
never
romantic
feels
tryst.
like that. Like that's what the whole thing with this show in love triangles. It's like actually have her cheat or whatever. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Like that would be something interesting for her to do.
They should have started banging, and then that would have woken up Benson in the tub because his pedo senses would have gone off. Like,
There's teenagers
"Jeez,
fucking. What?
help me!"
but you're speaking of something else where it's like, there's not enough tension here, right? Like we are so like, scared of Eli in a sense where it's like, yeah, we don't know any of that energy, right? And then Kieran is like, being shifty as well. It's where it's like Emma needs to go to the Barbados, Emma needs to like, go on vacation. Like everything that's happening
Let
here.
the no one in. Yeah, she should go on vacation to like a murder island or something. I think that would be really good
Just-
for her.
Just deeper in the bayou is where she needs to go.
There should have been voodoo stuff in the show, like especially in the Halloween episode. They go to the island. There's like there's like a voodoo guy.
That's how they're doing the voice changing. That's how they're doing the voice changing. Voodoo.
But that kind of reminds me of this episode of Dawson's Creek, Kevin Williams connection, where they go to an island to make a mockumentary, like a Blair Witch mockumentary ripoff, and at the end they're like, "Oh, we didn't get any real good footage," and then they look at the video like, "Wait a minute, there's a ghost in the background, dude," and that's when the episode ends. That's what should have happened.
That sounds good. Maybe I should watch Dawson's Creek.
Dawson's Creek is really fun, except until they ruin the best relationship. Damn them. I was invested in those teens. I'm like Mr. Benson. Anyway, Village of the Damned. There's a lot of fucking episodes. This has been the finale in the first season, but now we're only midway through.
This is the one directed by Gil Keenan.
Gil Keenan, yeah.
And
Keenan.
I will say he did. I mean, I haven't seen it since I was a kid. I did like Monster House. He did make Monster House.
Monster House rocks still.
Yeah.
Still
So
solid.
I'm not forgiving him for Ghostbusters Afterlife and Frozen Empire. I want to say Frozen Kingdom, but I'm like that. Neither one sound like Ghostbuster titles.
Anyway, so
I just wanted to butt in on the Monster House thing. I just wanted to say, like Monster House is probably one of the best Kevin James films, right? And also, I just think that film is like perfect when it comes to like Halloween time child friendly films.
oh, it's very good.
If I have children, that's going to be one of those things I'm going to give to them. I love that movie, even if it is kind of a pile of turd.
I remember it being good. Yeah,
It's good. I liked it. It's got.
You
doesn't
can actually
pull
tell it was shot in 3D. You can tell it was shot in 3D too, which I like.
It doesn't pull punches. It trusts kids to get scared. Scary shit.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, Village of the Damned. The killer uses Lakewood's annual carnival to run Emma through a not so fun house. What? While Brooke lashes out at the entire town. So we find out
The
that
most
Zoe's
forgettable episode.
It is. It really is. Except for at the very end, which I think is really good. So we find out that Zoe is a fucking alcoholic. So thankfully Noah dodged that bullet.
Yeah, I like that he tilts his head, was like, you gave her booze, and then he kind of just doesn't follow up on that. Like the show doesn't follow up on a lot of things, but like he was just like, oh, that's
interesting quirk of yours. And I do love. Okay, as you mentioned, Carlson Young, one of the goats of this show. Her whole rant at the town is really heartbreaking. It almost makes you forget that Jake deserved to die and he's burning in hell right now.
Yeah.
Great scene.
It's a great scene. And like it's so raw. And then Sal from Mad Men comes in if his wooden acting and ruins it.
See that, and that's the other. Like I said, there's no camp in the show. You have him. Like he could be giving camp. Like let's get him on a Ryan Murphy show or something because I feel like he could deliver. Like
He
You're
could.
talking about Brooks' dad, right?
Brooks
yeah,
did.
I'm like we
He's
have
so
Dave, we
boring.
have Dave Mayer. Like come on, let's fucking have some fun here.
He is giving off such crazy Vince McMahon energy. The way that he's always like calling like her daughter, like, "Oh, sweetie," you know, and she's like always calling him daddy, you know, like he is a really funny presence in the show, and like is the only kind of believable aspect in terms of like, you know, these people being high schoolers, right? Like I feel like he's the right energy for that. Anytime we get like Emma's mother, it feels like she's almost like her grandmother. The way they're playing it, it's really strange.
And then she doesn't read as that much because these actors are older who are playing the teens. I'm like, she kind of looks more like Emma's sister.
Yeah. I mean, she looks like as
Exactly.
old as her daughter, who is Emma's sister.
Right, exactly.
Probably.
All right. So that's great. I also like the ending because again, we mentioned Ghostface is like on demon time here. He's covered all the angles, and so he makes it look like Emma is going insane and trying to kill her boyfriend.
So wait, yeah, Kieran is the killer, but he is the one who's like he's trapped in the tape. So Heather or Haley,
Haley,
Haley helped him set
promise
this
to give her
up, then.
respect. Okay.
Yeah, no, I've got her. Yeah, she's not just blowjob girl to me. She's a person.
She's a person.
The kidnapping angle was the one you least expected. It's just a situation where the show is running out of steam. It has no idea where to go at this point because it is thinking about this from like an episode to episode basis, right? It just doesn't make any sense.
Although it is a fun thing.
Well, like I said, there's cool things on paper, like the fun house, you know, like chase, if you want to call it a chase, you know, like that as a location for a set piece is cool. It just doesn't feel like we capitalize on any of these ideas to their, you
because
know.
it has to reset a little bit. I will say though, this season resets less so than the first season because the first season they don't bring up even the first season they stopped bringing up Emma's sex tape like after the fucking credits roll the episode after they stopped giving a shit about it. You know.
I feel like the show semi resets on certain things when they want the characters to not specifically like Kieran stuff, like Kieran like wailing on his cousin and being like, wow, that was like some crazy rage on like Kieran's part. And then we're not going to bring that up again though.
I guess you're right, but again, it does it a little bit less. I felt like I watched all of this in one day, like one day, even this Halloween special. I watched all of it. I procrastinated. Yesterday, I watched the entire series.
Yeah, that's how I did it too. I mean, I finished the Halloween special today, but I think that was a 24-hour period.
Yeah. So like, I
thought
like
we were going to cover. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you.
So I felt like there was a stronger narrative through line. I also watched the first season in one day too, and that felt very like we don't know what they're doing. And this felt like there's more of an active story they have plotted out than the first season, which felt a lot more piecemeal.
I agree. There's a story. It just I'm binging it like that. I could definitely see the like decisions of like where they need to wheel spin. You know, of like okay, we can't play our hand too soon on this one or okay. Let's pad out this Audrey stuff.
Mm-hmm. What I will say is I did watch this movie before Scream 5. I, for whatever reason, forgot the conversation Elvis and I had where we're like, okay, we're going to, do the TV series after the fact. Right. And when I watched it that long ago and I've been like kind of sitting on it for a while, I have better memory of this season of TV than like the second movie, third movie, like even like the fifth and sixth movie in terms of like just remembering set pieces, even if I don't think that it's good. Yeah, right. I think that we've gotten to the point, right, where it's like there's that whole like Ghostface comes after Emma in the police room, right, and like she has to throw the chair through the window. It's hilarious. I don't think that it makes any sense, but I think it's really funny.
Like it's gotta make, she got like so many times in this season. I'm like, just gotta know, and make it look so much more fucking guilty to do it this way. She's gotta know, man.
Yeah, and then she
For
walks
sure.
into the study room all bloody, and it's like, row.
Spaghetti. Um,
Should just play
uh,
the curb thing.
I'm not Ghostface. I'm not Ghostface.
all
I'm
right,
not
so
Ghostface. Don't worry about it.
the orphanage. Despite their feud, Emma and Audrey discover why the killer is targeting them, and a long missing body of evidence is found. Ha 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 ha. Um, okay.
Yeah, I think you're right, Tony. We're just using the literal. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen the orphanage. The actual plot, I just kind of remember like the end and like the twists or whatever. But I think
Right.
it's just that there's an orphanage in the story, so we're calling this one the orphanage.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
like before it was clever, but now they're just running out of ideas and they're just like, we're gonna call it the leprechaun because there's a short guy in it.
Yeah, no, vacancy was clever because they're like, motel room, someone's in the motel room videotaping someone. I know he died summer, that's
Yeah,
tough for
exactly.
the show. Psycho made no sense.
I feel like Jeepers
Yep.
Creepers was the last clever one, right?
What-
Or the last.
It's the last clever one, yeah. The only
Imagine the
conspiracy
gall
here-
of the Weinsteins. Sorry, imagine the gall of the Weinsteins trying to call out that guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we find out that Kieran has been, banging Piper's corpse the entire time. Because he's had it for like ages. And it's
Yeah,
all
what was he doing with it?
I don't know, man. He had some May December bullshit going on, apparently.
We need more hot dogs.
All right. So, and they find out that Piper was at this really shitty orphanage, and that probably what drove her crazy, Freddy Hoover style.
And also, their psychology teacher went to the same orphanage. It doesn't actually matter. But
But they're gonna need more hot dogs too.
While at a party, Emma and Audrey learn the killer's new motive, and unknowingly return to the last person they ever thought they would see again. I don't know what they mean by that.
the last Piper. They never thought they'd
I
see
think,
Piper
I think they
again?
mean Piper's body. Yeah. Noah tries in vain to determine who sent the email to Emma, causing Audrey to suspect Zoe. So Zoe should have been the killer, I think, at this point, because it's so contrived that she's not. I know they should have had like Zoe be like the one on texting someone the entire time. You think
Yeah,
maybe like
so Kieran hacked Zoe? Is that what we're supposed to?
no. Here's what is meant to be happening. I think so. Zoe.
She sent the file to herself. We saw
So,
that.
right, yes. But then Noah realizes later on that the GoPro had an active mic.
Oh, so they heard he was
He
recording
recorded
over
the
audio.
audio from the GoPro, not from the actual
Elvis?
phone file.
Hello?
Hello?
What- yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, sorry, I just like completely cut out there. Sorry, continue.
So yeah, no, that was the implication. But it's very,
It
very
was
vague.
it was just from the camera that he got
The
all the
audio
audio
from.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, but then he realized, I guess, he heard Zoe messing around, I guess, a bit. So he like, I'm just to be 10 steps ahead.
He knew to
I'm
frame
going to-
her.
I'm gonna assume that Zoe. I don't think the camera can record video.
It was just getting audio according to him. He's like, he's been listening.
So he heard Zoe shuffling around. So he's probably like, she's probably.
That's Zoe's step. I know that. I didn't know that gate anywhere.
So Kieran is like again. He's like Hannibal Lecter. He's like fucking a genius.
I guess I didn't even. I would have never suspected that such a boring guy actually had such a big brain.
He's not big brain. He's a big brain now. That the difference of height between him and his cousin, even though they're the same age, is because he's that smart.
It makes you taller, just to
All the
support the
extra
brain, support all the weight.
Exactly.
But I agree with you. Making Zoe the Haley, right? If Zoe was that character and playing that role, it's still a misogynistic choice, but it narratively would track cleaner, right?
It's more streamlined,
And then her death is then just the killer also tying off loose ends instead of
Yes.
solely being like, we need to fridge her for Noah's growth.
Yeah, exactly. And so he can still be sad, but like, oh, but should I be sad, etc., etc.
Yeah, he'll be conflicted about it, and like all these characters should be. I was about to say conflicted about. They should be more than conflicted about Audrey. They kind of just like, man, that really wasn't cool.
Brooke is so fucking insane. But we'll get to
we gotta
that.
get over this with the power of friendship. Is the way that they handle it. It's just so dumb.
So the vanishing. Okay. Still feuding. Emma and Audrey are forced to team up as they get sent on a deadly scavenger hunt that could mean life or death for one or two of their friends. Also,
So this is the highest rated episode of the show, and I get it because it is intense.
It's a great episode.
Yeah.
I think it's the best episode of the show. Without doubt. Okay, secrets from their past threatened Maggie and Acosta. Who cares? Brooke and Stavro. Wait, what the fuck?
Halkias.
The wiki says Stavro.
Freudian slip. It was like we all wanted. That's what we all wanted, but it's not what the show's giving us.
The world has begonia fever.
Start growing close, but Brooke again has hallucinations of Jake. Okay, well, none of that matters. So let's see here.
I forgot that Ghost Jake appears in more than one, other than the episode where they're tripping.
In the drunk episode. But yeah, let's talk about the actual meat of this episode. So at the end of Orphanage, Noah and Zoe finally consummate their love.
In a very funny, sexy, it kind of reminded me of They Came Together when Paul Rudd gets back with his ex and they're just doing like wrestling moves on each other, like not even in configurations that would like you would call sex.
And at the end they're like, wow, man, it was so good. I gotta go to school. And then she's like, I'm not gonna be at school. And like, and he's like, yeah, how about round 2? And she's like, yeah, meet me at the old abandoned lake alone. Don't tell the cops, some shit like that.
People, why is no one questioning the text on anything? Like they know, especially like yes, Audrey was withholding information initially, but no one, they all know at this point that this is the killer's back and like doing stuff with them and contacting them through other people's phones. And
the first season too.
Okay, so they're just stupid. Like, why are they being like, oh, that's just my girlfriend wanted to blow me in this abandoned place, I guess. Oh,
like when he gets there, she's like, oh, I'm here. Like, I'm here too. Well, I don't see you. I'm behind you. And he looks around like, I don't see you. Turn to your left. I'd be like, I'm in my fucking car, getting out of there.
And that would have been made sense for the Randy character to like do something smart. That's like we don't really subvert any of those horror tropes because these characters are so dumb that they fall for every single thing that Ghostface lays in front of them.
Like even if like the Scream movies, even when we get kind of shoehorned into those situations, because they try to do something and then they get blocked off. Like that's the thing with the first movie. Like Sydney always tries to leave the situation, and then it's like, oh wait, they were like 2 steps ahead, so you can't really. We're railroading Sydney into like this situation. That's the clever-ish way that handles it. But this way is like, oh, just walk 5 feet into the forest. Like, okay, time for my second time ever having sex. Just, all the blood is gone from his brain, man.
Yeah, I guess so. But I was legit worried because, like I said, I'm like, if we lose Noah, like we're not left with much. So I was like, oh, fuck.
I'm still on the Audrey show at this point,
I think that like him in the coffin, that's like one of those things where it's like, dramatically compelling. We've built to this point. This would be a great point to kill him off, right? Like
if he had died there, I would have understood that because I would be like, yeah, I guess what else are we doing with him?
Yeah, exactly. Like he doesn't add anything.
That's
to the
my
rest of
point,
the show.
right? Where it's like we wouldn't have much left without him, which is like a big problem with the whole show in general, right? But the what we have, right, is like a bunch of people just outstaying their welcome, and Noah is a person that just like during the first season I was over, and now that he's here, and it's
He's
like
gotta
not only
do one final podcast though.
Oh my god,
hey,
I hate that.
don't we all?
Don't we all? I know. I'm being like, if if I have a girlfriend and she dies, I'm gonna be podcasting like this, All
That's
right,
what she would have wanted. She was a fan of the morgue.
I gotta do it for her. Every episode be dedicated to her. Also, subscribe to my Patreon. My merch is on. Tip me on Kofi.
Yeah, then he has the gall in the Halloween special to be the one who's like, "Isn't it fucked up that we're profiting off of death?" It's like, dude, do you make money off your podcast? Because I think like you're profiting off your girlfriend's death.
And the podcast was because of a serial killer that also was probably not from death. Insanity. So Emma and Audrey go on this road trip, as they mentioned, to save Noah's life, and Noah is having this great experience, where he's talking his girlfriend to his hallucination of his girlfriend, talking her down, trying to like calm her down. She's trying to calm him down. It's very lovely, and then it gets worse and worse. I will say though that when they get to the barn and they see like where could he be, and they see like the pig in the middle of the barn, like under the fucking pig.
No one reacts to any of the pig stuff initially, which is really weird. Like we see the pig imagery from like the very beginning of the season, and I kind of was into some of it, like especially like hearing the like toy oinking. I was like, oh, that's kind of a interesting motif that's like different. But like none of the characters when they see it, they're like, that's fucking weird, or like take that as a clue of like dig here. I mean, they do eventually, but they kind of just stand around. They argue a little bit. Oh, and this is when Audrey's like, because I was in love with you, right? Is that where this happens?
I think it is. It's gotta be. It's close. Who cares, man? Who cares? Stop caring. I was defending this show to begin with. Now going to every episode, I'm like, I don't know if I can keep doing that.
I mean, if it led to something like maybe they kiss eventually. Have them kiss right here. It'd be a little appropriate because they're looking for their missing friend, but whatever. Like, do something. Emma should be kissing more people. Is my takeaway from like a lot of her plot
I don't
lines.
think
Like,
she didn't really kiss Kieran that much. I think they kissed like once or twice, man.
she's mainly just embracing him. Like, oh, Kieran, thank God you're here.
They were more hot and heavy when she was cheating on her boyfriend.
Yeah.
This is why Kieran had to stray. Okay, if
Mhm.
she had just satisfied him, he wouldn't need Haley to do all those disgusting things for him.
Oh my god! Now you're thinking like one of the showrunners.
This is what the show is telling.
Kieran did nothing wrong.
But okay, let's be honest. Okay, so Kieran is low key a chud in this. Is like his
Low key.
I'm talking about like yeah, no, I mean, obviously high key when we find out his real personality, but like
Oh, you just mean like before the turn?
before the turn,
Right.
yeah, he's meant to be like he's meant to be like a chud because we find out that he like gets drunk on the regular and like rocking out every night or something, and he's like, oh, this house is littered with beer, with empty beer bottles. So like he's like he's like not Ben Affleck, Alec Baldwin in the Cat in the Hat, right? Or like if you've seen the Cat in the Hat, where like around him he's like, I'm your sensitive boyfriend, Emma. I'll always be there for you. And he goes home and like fucking rips off his girdle and just like popping back like 20 Budweisers, shit like that. Is that what he's doing? Is that his entire day?
But her only other comparison point is Eli, where she already has learned right at this point that there was the restraining order. Because like, when does the house get burned down? That was like an episode or two ago.
That was not the right one in. That's when Mr. Benson dies.
Okay. Yeah. So like that she's learned all of that about Eli's sordid past. So she's too busy looking at him askant that she's not even being like, yeah, no, Kieran's you can't question Kieran. Like that's my man.
So yeah, no, I completely think that's one of those things. So they dig under the pig, they find Noah, and he's like, but I still hear her voice. Like, so can I. That's weird. And so like underneath there's a little video playing. We find out that the reason he was listening to her but because he was
He's
hearing her
hearing her
voice.
voice. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
And they run out, they find out where she is, and they pull up the her coffin out of the lake, and she's dead.
She was the lady of the lake.
Yeah, he's King Arthur.
So if Brooke had won Lady of the Lake, would she have drowned instead, or is
Probably, I guess so, but it wouldn't have been as thematic.
Yeah, because the time had been weird. It was like, no, I gotta get her at the same time I kidnap Noah. Like, it'd be weird to like get her and Noah at the same time. Be like, oh, them, but they barely talk.
And yeah, no, it's really shocking, and it's really fucked up, and the just the scenario of it is horrific because you can still hear her screaming while looking at her body, and the eyes are all grayed out. It's fucking great.
Right,
And
because
his
you're
mom,
like, oh, this has been she's been dead for a while.
he was dead probably when he got there
Yeah.
Oh no.
because like he already when he doesn't text until you're dead. When you got your phone and everything.
Okay, like I'm trying to think of an exception to that because he keeps Branson kind of alive, but he's not really texting much from I guess he tries to set a trap for the psychologist's girlfriend, but whatever, I don't care.
Because if she was drowning at the time that and screaming like that when he got there, to the same place, he would have
Yeah.
heard it. So she was dead for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's fucked. And so he's like, I got put to the morgue. I can't go on thinking all this morbid stuff. It's ruining my life. And he's like, but I'm Stavo, and I gotta say, woman lives don't matter as much as your emotions.
Yeah, it means something to people. And by people, I don't mean Zoe's family. She has no family. Fuck her.
I mean myself, because I've already made it clear that I don't care about how women feel compared to how I feel.
Yeah. So now we're getting to like the root of the problem with Stavos. Like one of the reasons why we haven't I haven't at least delved a lot into this is because like he's doing this whole oh, I'm doing like a true crime / murder illustration kind of thing, and the whole thrust of it is supposed to be that he's an artist and not objectifying these people, but then every time he opens his mouth, every time he talks about the people that he's painting, he's saying the opposite thing.
It's fetishistic. Like when he's talking
Exactly.
about, and like with reverence for the killer, he's like, no, the killer is usually like more artistic than this, like in terms of like when they find the teacher alive, it's like, no, this is too, he usually goes for, something grander and like artier. And it's like, what, stop sucking his dick, dude.
It kind of feels like
show
they're
was
going
a
for more of
go ahead.
a Mickey kind of thing, honestly.
Hey, sorry, a what?
Kind of like trying to do like a Mickey kind of thing.
Mickey which? 17?
No,
Mickey.
from 2.
2.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like in like a more annoying kind of way, honestly.
But then it is not the killer, like lay it on that thick, and you're like, no, actually, he's fine.
And he should get Brooke.
Yes, we should reward this.
Brooke is his prize.
That was so maddening because, we said, Carlson Young is selling the shit out of like the Brooke stuff, especially like in the wake of Jake dying. I do like her like all whole scorched earth. Like that's in my mind, the only utility of Gustavo's. He kind of nudges her in that direction of like, no, fuck everyone. You need to like get your justice or something. But don't get with it, because I do like that initially she's like, I can't, like I'm thinking of Jake right now. This literally just happened like a day ago.
And, yeah, it's most weird juxtaposition between what the show is kind of thematically kind of nuancingly trying to do, and then like what happens immediately after. Because like there's a scene right where he's like, thank you for coming to spend some time. I can't be alone tonight. So he gets in fully dressed into her bed, and she just kind of sleeps. And she's like, okay, you can understand. They're like, okay, that's nice. So like he's helping her relax, and she just needs someone there to just be by her side. Next morning, he's like fucking naked. And it's implications that they banged later.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's so weird. And it's like, you just ruined that emotional aspect of that. And he hasn't done anything to deserve that. He's been like a fucking asshole the entire fucking time.
Yeah, because it was showing that like Brooke was like taking power, like at least trying to exert some kind of control over her situation and being self-aware of like, I'm just like, I cannot deal with that right now. This wound is too fresh, and like that would be real, like that's what character would just had their boy, regardless of how shitty their boyfriend is. Like if he'd just been murdered, like you would be a wreck.
Yeah, and it kind of makes him look good too, because like okay, he clearly is trying to neg the shit out of this, but like now he understands boundaries and he just wants to be there for her. Did they just immediately cut in the next episode to them having had sex off screen after that? Is like you're kind of ruining the fucking emotional quotient of all these characters, man. I can't
Yeah.
defend you. It's disgusting.
Well, the problem is that he just doesn't see anybody as people, right?
doesn't.
And like if we were to look at people who would be great ghost faces, right? Similar to, like Zoe had different motives, right? But like when it comes to and I'm speaking from a theoretical standpoint with Stavros, like I at least at the very least, I feel like there's actually like some kind of like emotional draw to him being a ghost face. And every time that he's proven to be just innocent, it feels like a cheat.
It does. It really does.
Right. Or it would be interesting to draw that nuance of like, okay, you're not actually a killer, but you're a fucking creep. Like the fact that he gets to just merge into the friend group like that cleanly and get the girl, that it just, like you said, it feels like a cheat. It's like, no, they should be calling him out, because they are on some occasions clocking him of like, you're fucking weird, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
he's violating them like artistic, like he's violating their privacy, violating their security, violating their boundaries. Like he's drawing like not only the way their friends die, but them also being horrifically murdered as well. And like that is fucking weird,
it's pretty normal to me. I think he's fine.
I mean, to me, that's normal,
I mean, even his dad is like, what the fuck is going on?
Look, I'm in the camp where it's like, why couldn't he be like drawing cooler shit? Like why couldn't he be drawing like the Planet of the Apes? Like dragons. Like the Pendragon cycle. Like I feel like there are better things that you could be working on than this.
All right. So moving ahead. Okay. So he's like, yeah, fuck Zoe. Go after your own, your own happiness, King. And he's like, he was right.
Well, and you said the importance of the morgue, like kind of hype of like, yes, this true crime podcast matters to people. That this is like actually more important than any kind of ethical, like, ickiness you might have with it. And I agree, podcasting is the most important thing that someone can do. So
it is.
That's
exactly.
So, emboldened by this, Noah decides to upload a new episode of The Morgue, and it immediately gets hijacked.
It was so funny. It's just a V, and he has no, because they positioned him as being like, you said no one could hack you. He's been hacked multiple times already at this point, and compromised, and like he just doesn't know what to. He just closes the computer. He's like, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean that's good. An episode got uploaded. I'm sure it's fine. It's so good. And it's just like a fucking snuff film of all the people that Ghostface has killed, including Zoe, who just died like a day ago, and now her family has to see her final moments get plastered onto the fucking internet.
I don't know that Zoe has a family, so we don't need to worry about that.
Her family probably doesn't care. Her family probably has disowned her for being alcoholic.
Yeah, and was for being institutionalized. Like, yeah, fuck her.
Yeah, good riddance, All right, so and it frames Emma and Audrey in some ludicrous ways, but also in some very, very clearly they're guilty ways. Audrey
is the easiest to frame. The Emma one is kind of, I mean, you could be like, okay, yes, he's been laying the groundwork from all the gaslighting, and so yes, this doesn't look good for her. But like I said, this should have happened like maybe halfway through the season, because that's like then set up for Emma to do something interesting.
Yeah, get rid of the bad episodes and then push these up and you
Or
basically
she has to stay with her. She's on the run because she's been framed. She has to like hide out with her dad for an episode. You do another bottle episode. We love bottle episodes, guys. Let's just she stays at her dad's place for an episode.
Exactly. Okay, put that stuff there, and we're good. Anyway, Heavenly Creatures, which is fucking insane. A title. I guess that's kind of clever because these are two teenage girls, and there's like maybe they're being accused of murder.
Sure. Like we said, we're stretching it at this point.
That works. Let's see here. Anyway, they get arrested. Also, wait, fucking the mayor got murdered. Apparently, because he's also a fucking dummy. He's also a fucking dummy.
Yeah, it's because it's like a text from unknown, right? It's like, meet me at the murder barn. He's like, all right, I better go.
Maybe at the barn where this dude almost got murdered earlier today.
All right, I hope I don't get murdered at murder barn. Ah, I'm getting murdered.
Ah! My favorite thing is that he's apparently still alive enough after getting rammed through the entire way through with a pitchfork, and then decides to just take it out. And it starts build. He obviously gonna die in another way, but like, I mean, just ensuring that you're bleeding out at this point.
And the fact that Emma's so Reddit, like, she should be picking up on that someone's trying to frame, and she knows someone's trying to gaslight her this whole season. But like that someone's trying to frame her too, especially after that video's been uploaded, and then she just picks up the bloody, rake or the pitchforks. Like, yeah, I'm sure this will be fine. I mean, I get that they like think Ghostface is there. We need to get him. Let's arm ourselves. But there's got to be other things in this barn besides the bloody pitchfork.
Right? Exactly. But they pick up everything. Like Audrey picks up all the fucking murder stuff to frame themselves. Emma is no better. It's fucking insane. Anyway, that's the last of the fucking soap opera adult plot, other than Brendan James stuff. That's with him. That's over. I presume a season 3 would not have gone into his corruption or the real estate scheme and scandal. That's done. He should have died like in 2 episodes, like back in the 3rd episode or something. It's so stupid. Anyway, he's dead.
This is gonna be devastating to Brooke. I love the scene. I think it's next episode when she's talking about her father being gone now. She's like, he used to make me orange juice or something. Like
he used to be there.
He used to make the best orange juice, and now I don't have that.
He made the best orange juice. So he's right, because their relationship was like nothing. Like
he just commanded her around like a prop. He was just like, yeah, you need to fucking slut yourself out for my campaign. Come on, bitch.
Like, I'm mad at you. I don't care. I'm mad at you. Oh, I am the mayor. That's it. That was their entire relationship.
You have to understand the position I'm in, like it was a lot of that shit, and it's like, come on, what's going on here?
And like there's like one moment, like when she's having that speech about Jake's death on stage, and he looks like a little bit like, what have I done? And then like the next thing he says, like, I can't believe you did that. Like, what is going on here, man? Do none of people have any fucking emotions?
Speaking of people with no emotions, I don't think there'll be another opportunity to bring her up because she doesn't do anything this season. But Aunt Tina, right?
Right, Eli's mother, yeah.
What's the purpose of her?
I thought she existed.
Because like there's the thing initially of like, okay, Kieran needs a legal guardian, she decides to stay in town, so sure, there's that. But then there's the whole weird thing they start to set up with like the mayor before he gets killed is like, oh, there's been he doesn't have Jake to do his bidding anymore. He's like, there's been an opening, and so it's like, oh, he's gonna use Tina now. And then Eli confronts her of like, you're always doing this, Mom, what did you do? And then we don't see her again.
I will tell you what she's there for. She's there for because like we're at this point where we need to make Eli look more and more like a red herring. That's the only reason that she's there.
He's like, you listen to me, Mom. I make the rules around here.
Like only a killer would talk to their mother that way.
And
exactly.
And this is a nice alternative to Fremen's love interest. So I'm glad that they had him say that.
You're right. No, it's like the twist was Eli was the good one. Even though the restraining order that was against him is legitimate, it was just that Kieran was also a part. Like that's the only other reveal. It wasn't that like Eli was innocent. It was like no, he was still creeping on this girl. It's just he was maybe trying to protect her question mark from Kieran, but like that's pretty fuzzy. Like I think they should both go to hell.
Yeah, they did. They did. They're both dead now.
Perhaps even dragged.
Yeah. All right. So when a stranger calls, season finale of this season before the TV movie. Now considered Lakewood's most wanted, Emma and Audrey are taunted by the killer as they keep playing manipulative mind games. With the help of Kieran, Brooke, and Noah to uncover Piper's final surprise, which serves another set of surprising and twisted secrets. Okay, so they go on the run, they go immediately back to fucking Lakewood. So that's boring as fuck. They just immediately go back. They just immediately go back.
And that they don't have to like as cool as I kind of do like the staging of that whole Ghostface killing the cop and then giving them the keys because it's like yeah it's further implicating them. I kind of would have liked them to figure out some way to escape on their own because they were going to look guilty either way, right? Like and they need to get out so they can find the killer. So I'm not saying they should kill a cop, but like they I don't know like
No, Doug, you could say that. You could say that, Doug.
yeah, fuck the police.
Boom.
Coming straight from the underground. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they go right back home. They like, here, we need your help. And then like Brooke has this amazing thing where like, what about Jake? Like, obviously, Audrey didn't do this, even though she's been going so hard in the paint for Jake the entire season. You think that she'd have more of a reaction?
Why did we get that footage of Audrey with Jake's body then? If we're no one's having a reaction to it ever, like you show it to the person who would have affected the most, Brooke, and she's like, "Yeah, but it wasn't her."
It really doesn't make any sense.
Emma, what are we doing here, right?
No, her plan is brilliant because they go to the movie theater and then she tells Ghostface to come to the movie theater. Do you understand?
Right?
So it's like it's
no, I do understand, but I just don't understand. You
it's
know
the
what I mean?
perfect trap.
And it's a bookend, it's like it began movie
Oh,
theater.
it began in a theater and it's ending in a theater, and this is about horror movies. Oh,
Beating Scream 6 to the punch.
Right, you're right, man. This is so forward thinking. You're completely right.
This show is genius, actually.
It is.
Maybe season 2 is better than Scream, the first one.
I know, right?
better than the original. Yeah, Wes Craven, hack.
I mean,
Hack.
4 West,
Yeah, this is better than People Under the Stairs for sure.
It is. The fuck.
Do you think Brooke should have been killed when she gets stabbed? Because it almost feels like we're dipping in the Scream 6 territory where it's like people get stabbed and we're just like whatever.
Well, they definitely are playing precious with. I mean, Noah gets stabbed right in the tummy.
Yeah, and then he's like, they're like,
Noah's dead meat.
We should take you to the hospital. You have been stabbed. And he's like, no, we keep going. I mean, I get emotionally why he wants to, but logically, it's like I guess we're just so far away from the original Scream thesis of trying to subvert these horror things when it's like, no, we're just going to do what, lean into fan favorites and like, do what we want to do.
Also, it's kind of hard to like if you keep resetting the cast every season,
Yeah.
Anyway, so that ghost hits up, and they retreat back to the orphanage, where Eli and Kieran have also followed them, and Eli's like, "Oh, you gotta believe me, Sid. It was Randy. He killed everybody." And then, I don't fucking care anymore. Someone else describe this fucking episode.
There's a whole scene where Gustavo wants to come into the theater, and they're having the thing where it's like, I don't think we should let you in," which was smart because he's sus as fuck. But then it doesn't matter because he actually wasn't. I mean, this is the closest we get, other than when the teacher was almost killed, to there's actually like some chasing going around, because like I'm watching Scream. I want to see Ghostface chase people.
Yeah, but also, like, is this even really Scream at this point, right?
No.
Like, we're watching like a different kind of horror entity in my eyes, right? And
Brendan
in my
James
eyes, exactly, the Brand James mask, exactly. That's not to say that it's better or worse. I just think that it's taken a different shape, and like I appreciate that it's taken a different shape because, like, hey, we had problems with the way that like the shape was in Scream 1 to onward,
Yeah.
That being said, it's just like we're at a point where this is a show that needs to drag things out to the point where it makes the audience feel stupid for even trying to understand this.
No, I completely agree. Hard agree. All right, so let's just skip to the fucking reveal. So Kieran's the killer.
Oh no,
Oh my god! And I will say though about Kieran,
Dr. John.
about Kieran, is that I kind of see the vision in that Kieran overall from the first season to this feels like the Billy that people in the Scream movies describe, rather than obviously not the Billy we see. And I think the Billy we see is compelling, caricature of a person.
Kind of like the mythic Billy that they talk
Exactly.
about in later ones, like the 5 and 6 of like,
Yeah, but also like when Tatum is like, "Oh, Billy is a perfect kind of great boyfriend," that kind of thing. We're like yeah, you have like this brooding loner guy who's kind of a heartthrob, but he's kind of pained and got a chip on his shoulder, but he's got he's just got all these red herrings are just because he's a real kind of brooding loner who's got a heart of gold. He's got to trust it. That's the kind of way that people describe Billy, like Tatum and Gibman and the later ones. It's the kind of thing like that. And that's kind of like, okay, I like that. That's kind of how they partitioned Kieran out. The fact is that he's just also really fucking boring. He's got no personality.
right. That's what it just feels so hot, where it's like, okay, you gave him something finally, but I also don't care at this point because he was so boring that it's like, and then also, like I said, that he's depicted when not in the mask as so stupid that it's hard to reconcile with like this Machiavellian schemer that the Ghostface killer is. Like, oh,
Always 10 steps ahead.
it's this guy? I thought he was stupid.
He is stupid. And then of course we get the prerequisite fucking personality change after the reveal, where he's like, "I'm a fucking freak."
He got bitten by a radioactive skeet Ulrich, yeah.
I didn't care about you at all, Emma, and I was fucking your sister. Like, what the fuck is going on, man?
When I was 15.
Yeah, right. We compare the dates. He was his 17th birthday. He's not fucking 18 yet. And the killing spree happened like almost a year ago, and they knew each other before then. So yeah, 15 is a pretty good 15, and she was like what, mid 20s, mid to late 20s. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 30 rounding up, yeah. I do like that they don't kill him. I mean, that's another like subversion that's like, oh, okay, that's never
True.
a movie has never ended that way, where it's like a ghost face is gonna go to jail. It almost made me wish that all of the Halloween special was just his trial. That it was just like a court procedural. Like,
but why would they do this interesting twist only to undo it in the very next episode?
well, because they were pressed for time. They maybe had something else planned. I don't know.
I think the plan was always. I think the plan was always to do first two killers like Scream 1 and 2, and then bring Brendan James back, because they do mention this season, intimate that like Brendan, like the cop who was one of the teen friends back then in the past, Sheriff Acosta. He's like, Brendan James probably isn't dead. We never figured out if he was really dead. He probably isn't. He
And
kind
then
of
there's the
explaining
whole
it on
note
thing.
in the tree thing of
Yeah.
like, oh,
So I
that's
think that's what they were laying out, and that's why we also see the dad in the Halloween special, because he'd be like, "Oh, now it's time. Now it's his turn, and we're gonna get the rematch, from the dad who's really really traumatized by Brendan James, and Brendan James is back, Beauty and the Beast, shit again. I think that was the plan, at least from
But
when
it
they were.
also always felt like we were leading to of it being like, no, Brendan James actually was misunderstood and maybe he wasn't the killer. But then the show also wants to be like he was a fucking killer, man. Like he's scary.
Yeah, he was a killer, but I think that would be more Phantom Opera kind of thing, you know. Uh,
Yeah,
where he's a killer, but who's the real villain? Him
society.
or this alcoholic who hit his wife? Who's the real villain?
Probably both of them.
Exactly.
probably the guy killing people and the abuser. I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, that's kind of like all the relationships in this series.
Or it's like Eli or Kieran. Like both are guilty. Yeah.
Will or Karen?
Yeah, both.
Jake or Gustavo?
The
I
both.
don't know.
All of them jail.
It really doesn't put that much thought into these relationships. Anyway, Kieran is full chud mode. He's like, I'm showing my beer butt now, my beer belly now. I'm fuck it. I never cared about you. I eat red meat. I'm not a vegan. I listen to Kid Rock, all that shit. And
I drink Black Rifle coffee. Fuck you.
I was having blowjobs from this girl, Haley, behind your back the entire time.
It's just the cheating is the
worst thing. The cheating,
it's the worst. I can't forgive that.
Because he thought he was such a perfect boyfriend. He was cheating. That's why he liked Billy. He presaged Billy too, because Billy also cheated. Apparently.
Yeah, apparently. I'm
so the record says.
That's what they're telling me.
So yeah, that. So that tracks. He's like he presaged Force Ghost Billy a little bit. Anyway, so I like that stuff, and so we find out that Eli, his entire motivation this season was like trying to run around Kieran's scheme. That's why he was always in the wrong place, wrong time, because he was trying to, get Kieran. Exactly.
Doug, I've been thinking that this entire fucking episode. You made me lose my fucking mind right now. I'm so glad you changed your fucking profile. Keep it up. Proud of you. Keep going.
You're right.
That's why it was set in Louisiana.
So he's like,
oh,
come with me if you want to live. And Emma's like, no, and then shoots him.
And I do like that, shooting the innocent, heavy quotation marks around innocent, but he wasn't the killer.
Yeah, that's it. He wasn't the killer. That's the bar.
Is he guilty of other stuff? Yes.
Very likely. And then Kieran's like, thank you. But now I'm gonna kill you too, and I'm gonna flame your lesbian girlfriend, and I'm also homophobic, etc., etc. And then Eli, for some fucking stupid reason, decides like, I'm going to, even though I'm alive, she just clipped me in the shoulder. I'm going to get up and try to swing something at Kieran's back, even though my shoulder just got fucking shot in.
I love how casual he doesn't even look at Eli as he shoots him. He just he just turns the gun back, fires off, and fucking murks him. Like I love how nothing it is, like kind of it's Kieran, like I said, very boring, but that's maybe the most interesting thing he does, the way he kills his cousin.
Yeah, and then he's
the fact that he dies, the fact that the Eli dies, like for me, I'm like, I think that Eli's a creep anyways. So, and when I say he should die, I'm not talking about it from like a moralistic perspective. I'm talking about from like a slasher film perspective, like
right.
He's like I'm looking for people who could be chopped off. Right. And like Eli should have been killed way earlier. Eli should have been killed before Zoe, like the fact that it's coming now, it's like finally,
Well, because they just wanted to dangle that red herring for so long. Because I was like, what was that? The last episode when Kieran's like, "Look at all he has the photos from the barn. How did he get? Oh,
gives
this
a
was it.
shit?
This was in Eli's room. That must mean that Eli is the killer."
It's not a beach, it's a bathtub.
You know the reason why though that they didn't pull the trigger on the cheating thing, but I agreed. They should have just had Eli and Emma start having an affair. You know,
Right.
It would have added some kind of tension here to this, because otherwise it doesn't. Eli getting dispatched means nothing because I don't care about him.
but you know
If
the
you're
reason
gonna
why.
If you're gonna repeat the beats of like the first season, right, with like Will and Kieran, right, then you would logically want to do that with Eli as well.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I think that they didn't want it to seem like Emma was a serial cheater.
Hmm.
I think
Well-
I think they're too precious with these characters, especially like
Well,
Audrey and Emma.
that was the problem with Audrey, and like, yes, then have them. You can, because that's the whole thing we've been pointing out is like even these characters who aren't the killer are really fucked up and kind of bad people. So like, let's not shy away from doing that with our faves, because that actually would make the main cast more compelling.
Dynamic. Yeah.
Because like they don't have, especially Emma, who doesn't have a lot to do. So like, make her in this like morally gray area that might make her harder to root for, where it's like, oh, I don't know how I feel about Emma's actions. That's at least I'm having thoughts about Emma instead of being like, okay, another Emma scene. I guess
Something happens.
she Ghostface is there. No one's gonna believe her. All right. Anyway.
All right. So, but yeah, I think that's the reason why. And also, like again, like presaging, or I guess referencing to Derek. He's like, you know, he probably really liked you, and I think that's such a shitty thing to say. I like that a lot.
Yeah, he's trying to have fun. Like I said, you know, it's like he got bit by radioactive Skeet Ulrich, and he's trying to channel that Billy energy. It's just kind of too late for me. It is a fun set piece though, like, you know, Emma getting the gun, and then Audrey like wrapping the chain around his neck. At first I was like, are they gonna like saw his head off or something, something like extreme? Because that also would have been fun. But yeah, I like how they resolve that.
And yeah, so as you mentioned, it's fun that that they don't kill him, and they let him get arrested. And Brennan James is probably alive because Emma's mother finds a note in the tree where Brennan James always used to leave her note.
Tree. Oh.
All right. So and that's where things wrap. So Brooke is now a foster child to Stavo and his father. And Stavo finishes
The way you
off-
worded that made it sound like that Stavo is also her father. The family could be anything. It could be a father and a son being two fathers.
Could a father not marry his son?
I'm my own grandpa.
All right. And you know, and Stavo finishes writing his comic book, and just completely stealing Jake's life. I'm part of
But
the
no way, I'm putting my foot down right now. No way that book becomes a bestseller. No way. There's just no way that anyone's going to want to buy that bullshit. I would be very, very surprised. Now let me drink
Wink, wink.
now let me
That's
drink from this
season
hot
3.
mug of coffee. I
Now
load up
no one say anything funny while I drink this comically large cup of coffee.
Anyway, so we head into the TV movie, and it turns out that that I thought I missed an episode. I thought I missed an episode because it turns out that that Stavo and Noah, I'm gonna say Randy again, and Noah have have turned his comic into a best-selling graphic novel.
What?
Not allowed.
The Morgue Volume 1.
It's so funny how they don't introduce new characters. Like when the whole manager thing who shows up, who's just like, "Hey, gang, we all know me. We all understand this dynamic that we all have."
I've been here since day one.
Don't you? We built this company out from the ground up.
Look,
I believe in you, man. I believe in you. You're a really good writer.
you're the best writer that I've ever seen.
What
That's
has
what
he
he says about
written?
Noah.
What has he
What?
written?
I've watched these episodes. You know, I've seen how season 2 episodes end. You know, where it's just him talking on the morgue. You know, I don't think he's worthy of a Pulitzer, a Nobel, even.
Like I don't know why they had to include Noah in that. Like just say that Stavo did it.
Because
all his own.
we just couldn't believe Stavo's just an artist. He's too dumb to have written words. Writing is for nerds. That's a smart guy thing. So that's Noah. Noah's the nerd. He has to have written it because Stavo, he's not a nerd. He has fucking Brooks's
Muscle.
girlfriend. Yeah, he's got muscles. Brooks's girlfriend. He doesn't do nerdy shit like writing.
So let's talk about the let's wrap this up with the Halloween special. Screen which follows the original title of this is Halloween, which follows the naming convention of this season. Yeah, everything's named after a movie. So this is Halloween. So 8 months later, okay, 8 months, and they're in senior year. Oh God, 8 months in their senior year now. Kieran has been sentenced to like 600 years in prison for the murders. And that was right. The end of season 2, he gets a call from Ghostface. Like, how dare you wear my costume? What's gonna happen? And then he gets sentenced to prison for 600 years. They say 62 consecutive life terms, right? It's like.
Don't they listen to those calls that inmates get? Like,
I think they do.
Yeah, it was like, hey, what was Kieran? What was that call you got? Or a guy was like, how dare you steal my man? That was kind of weird, wasn't it?
and what did they say about? Well, I'm going to ninja my way through the ventilation ducts of the courthouse and just flip out. And
Ghostface is moving like Lalo Salamanca, like moving around through the vents and shit.
So this, as we mentioned, this movie looks like an Adam Green low budget, no budget horror movie, and that's what makes something
without a doubt
so hilarious.
Especially these last 2 episodes are completely underlit. Like, why are they so dark? Why is it so hard to see what's actually happening on screen?
It's kind of ahead of the curve of modern TV. Like it's like it's like a Netflix series before, like Netflix lighting. You know, like before.
You're
that
right.
thing.
Netflix should bring this back. I'm saying you. I'm just telling you. All right. So as I mentioned, so he gets arrested and so he gets tried and he's put into the courthouse's holding cell, awaiting to get transferred back to jail. And he looks up and he sees Ghostface is like clawing his way through the grating of the ceiling, and it's the most due to like just the way the flat, uninvolved lighting and how bright it is. It's the most hilarious thing I've ever seen in my life.
Also, the kill of the guard where the neck goes cleanly 180 degrees around, like. So that's if we're to believe like what they were laying out. This is Brendan James, right? Like the OG doing this.
Yeah, he's like a ninja. He's been like in the forest,
but he has like super strength. He can like twist a guy's head fully around.
Well, he's like Jason Voorhees, you know.
Yeah,
so he's got that Jason Voorhees strength, but also he's like he's just clawing and sliding his way up around things, and I don't know. Like, so it's very clear to me that they were doing a Hail Mary with this. Like, let's just clear the board off and make our pitch, you know. And just, that's what it seems to me, because then Kieran's like, so you help your end of the deal. What's next? And he just kills him.
No, he says, you're going to show me who you are or tell me who you are. And then he just gets his neck slit, which is all I feel like they're just flipping us off at that point.
Let's just clear the board, you know?
Because if they want to clear the board and make their pitch for the next season, then start telling that story now. Instead, they're like, no, new story. We're going to Murder Island.
It feels like some fucking dumbass was like, you know, this will surely get them back, right? And like nobody cares about this show. Nobody like is going to tune in for the Halloween special. This feels so desperate, right? Whatever this was supposed to be as some kind of Hail Mary to keep these characters intact within the season, it's gone by now, right? No, everybody who could have cared about the first or second season, they're gone by now, right? And anybody who could have cared about those previous seasons, they're going to be gone by the time the third season comes around too, right? Like any kind of momentum that they wanted to make about the show, it's gone by now. And it's like they think that we care about the iconography of these characters. And the interesting thing about this 2-episode run is that it treats them as if like they're these holy characters, but they're not, you know, like I'm still waiting for fucking Randy to die.
Yeah, no, it's the thing about this is that you're right. They do treat these characters like, oh man, that's such a classic Brooke moment, and oh man, that's a classic Stavo. Stavo's always doing those pranks, man. Stavo's a completely different character at this point. He's like, I need that money, and I'm a bro. Oh man, these chicks are always on me. I'm just a chick night. Like, who is this guy?
I want to move with my girlfriend to New York. Yeah, the whole fact that like all these other girls are into him is like, it's like he was basically an incel before, who somehow
100%.
he negged this girl into dating him, and now all girls want him.
And then we get Audrey. having a
Isn't
girlfriend.
that how that happens?
Yes, yes,
Don't get with the cheat codes, Doug. Man, how dare you?
it's real.
It's real.
Tame the pussy.
So Audrey has a girlfriend too, and they're cute, and they
Fun.
So Noah and Gustavo have basically created the universe's version of Stab. They made a graphic novel about the murders that had become a best-selling phenomenon, self-published and everything. And their manager is like, their book agent is like, oh, we've over-leveraged everything. We need to get the next book out now because we need to like.
And this is only 8 months after the
8 months. Oh my god, it's only 8 months.
Because like the time to get in between, like when you sell your book to getting it published, I know a little bit about this. Like my mom's published like a children's novel. It's a little different, but it's still like that's a long time between like selling it, publishing it, and then for it to actually catch on, for it to be this phenomenon. I mean, I guess like the murders are still hot because like the trial's ongoing. I can buy that would juice the sales a little, but I don't know.
I think you're right. It's bullshit. It is bullshit. Unless maybe they mean their town, you know, like, oh man.
Everyone in Lakewood has bought it. It's like a lemonade stand, but for a graphic novel. Like, hey, you want to buy a graphic novel? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like it's so good. You can see how your cousin died. I got, you have to, because we gave free copies to Zoe's family, respect.
Yeah, but somehow this guy has leveraged everything into this next book. Like they're already the well is already tapped in terms of like the manager's like financial resources, and then also Noah's also hit the wall with the writer's block. I didn't know he was a writer, but he's got writer's block now.
And like, isn't it fucking crazy? He has writer's block when Gustavo drew the entire thing himself before even signing Noah on to write it. Noah just added captions to Gustavo's art after the fact.
That's true.
That's why they had to make Noah the writer, because that's some beta shit to have writer's block. The fucking Chad, like Gustavo, could never have writer's
But also like
that's the moment. That's what Stan Lee did to Jack Kirby.
Noah's going, and that's how I invented Spider-Man. Ghostface would never do that, because Ghostface,
I'm the real Ghostface.
But I just love this idea.
See, I want that dynamic explored. Let's do that.
The problem with Noah is that he's so like the way that he's looking at the world is that he's too. I'm sorry, I lost it.
It was too funny. Fucking Stan Lee Noah
made me lost my entire train of thought. I'm just thinking about fucking Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and fucking the screen cap. Oh yes, sir. Let's get a bull boy.
Okay. All right.
See, the
Anyway,
thing is, Noah like you said, he outlived his plot function, so they just have to
they just threw
yeah.
it at the wall.
He wrote the thing with Star Wars. Okay, he writes stuff. All right, that's fine. You know,
That happened. But the thing is, it's more ridiculous. Like, is it a different book thing? We know that Sabo drew the entire thing himself. Is this a different thing then that they collaborated together? That means that in 8 months they drew an entirely different graphic novel.
sold it, became a phenomena, and now they're already like there's so much demand for book 2, and the manager's like, I got nothing left. I put everything into this. Mortgage my house.
I love how he said his writer's block when it's like no one's died.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
the thing. He just doesn't have the source for. If anything, that's the opportunity to make Noah a killer, because then you could be like, oh, he only can draw from stuff that has happened, so he needs to like, or Gustavo becomes a killer, which would maybe kind of pay off like why we even still have him around. So you could just be like, yeah, out of his desperation to create more content, he's starting up again.
Yeah, no, it makes complete sense to me. I kind of thought maybe the manager would be a killer because that makes more sense. Because like in that kind of a Gale or like Sydney's manager from 4 kind of way, which I think he's totally riffing on.
Yeah, trying to I just would that would be less satisfying because I don't fucking know this guy. So like, yeah, I was just
Well,
leaning
he
towards
lifts right out. You know, you can have just a random killer and he lifts right out.
right.
Instead of doing what they did, which is like Noah's girlfriends get fucking killed, but Emma's boyfriends are fucking murderers
No,
and
we have
rapists.
to introduce Alex Whitten.
All right, so they book phenomenon, and the manager's like, okay, we gotta get a working vacation in. There's a urban legend about a serial killer from an island close by. Let's just go on a tropical holiday there, where that happened, and like, okay, let's invite all our friends to rent out this mansion there, McMansion there. They all go. And and then it's just fucking I still know you did last summer. We're like, oh, we were going to this tropical island and we're gonna get stuck there because of the rain. And there's a killer. Turns out the killer has lured us there as a trap, which I don't mind. And um, and so these characters are nothing. I'm trying to describe like the mindsets these characters are in. I don't care.
You're doing more work than the people who wrote the show.
It's very common.
Yeah, what mindset? I mean, if anything, like there is the wrinkle of like, okay, Audrey has this girlfriend now, who she's like kind of super clingy with, but then also can't trust, because then when she shows up on the island, it's like looking at her scan, which would then also be if like we were still carrying the thread through of like she was, in
Complicit.
on it. She was
Yeah.
complicit from the first season. You could be like, yes, this is her projecting like her, her guilt. And
Yeah.
and that's why she can't trust anyone anymore, because she knows no one should be trusting her.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. The show's not interested in doing anything interesting. But so um so Emma and Brooke and Audrey are like a triplicate friend group now. So they decide to go out and they're like, ooh, Emma, there's this hot guy out there. And he like, oh man, you know what?
You know nothing about him. He's perfect for you.
He's Emma, this tropical vacation is perfect time to get your groove back. It's time.
Oh, man, when we get that moment where like she's like thinking about getting the tattoo, right? And it's the fucking like carpe diem shit, right? Like it's
this is the most white trash kind of shit.
Well, white trash, and also like I would put in quotations like white girl wasted. Like the idea of like, like you're doing their trashy shit while you're in your college years, right? Like I get that, right? But then also like when she meets up with the other guy while she's like thinking about the tattoos, right? And she's like, hey, what do you think? Right? The first thing that he says is skull and crossbones, right? And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, is this what happened with Graham Plattner?
With who?
You guys get that? You know who Graham Plattner is?
No.
Oh man, I'm too politics brained. Graham Plattner.
Oh, that guy.
He's the guy who's like running for office,
Yes.
and he's got a Nazi tattoo, and
Yes.
it's the skull and crossbones.
Yes, I remember that now. I remember that.
Yeah.
Like, that was like 3 months ago, man. It's like 5
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
ago.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm
politics,
sorry.
like,
I'm sorry.
It's
list
10
is a-
years ago.
The list dropped since then, Tony.
Yeah, Graham Plattner having a Nazi tattoo is negligible by this point. You know, like at
list
this
has
point,
dropped.
he's a cool dude. You know.
The list has dropped. But you're right. Like maybe a dolphin. You know, like just and the not to knock on the art style, but it's like these are like the most generic looking tattoo designs. Like this is like she mentioned like this my cartoon or a 12-year-old. Like yeah, this is what a 12-year-old would think of as tattoos. Like one says mom, you know, like it's just those kind of things. And so they have like the meet cute and their they mix up their bags and like oh man you know I'm so you know thanks you know see you around and then they do see him around because he's fishing right next to their pier and they're like ooh you know get with this guy and she goes out and she says hi and like okay let's have breakfast later you know I'll cook you some fish and then she's like yes and it's very romantic I'm told. Anyway, there's a max killer going around killing people right after they leave places, because the urban legend is that this girl killed her mother and brother, and then the owner of a big mansion, and then killed herself. And that's a big spooky urban legend. And Noah's like, this urban legend is too stupid. Even though he just covered the Brendan James ones, where a guy who was disfigured and wore a ghostly mask came back, but was impersonated by the half sister of his friend, who was the daughter of the disfigured guy, and her underage pedophilic boyfriend, and kill all their friends. But he thinks that this one is too stupid. Noah sucks. Deserves to die.
This would have been a great time to finish the job. Like if we could just kill him, or like I said, like since he's still around and there's meat on there isn't meat on the bone as far as Noah goes, but just if you make him the killer and like that's his motive, like that he's desperate for like new content or something like that. That is a direction. Like if you must do something with him because otherwise, like he just goes to holy plot twist, Batman, or what does he say? Like when they find like the secret pad, he's like, holy whatever, Batman.
Holy Scooby Dooby Doo.
The problem with Noah is that with this whole episode, it's something that like Elvis had called out even earlier, right? Was that like he's being softened out right now so he could be with Emma later.
Yes, exactly.
Right? I feel like that's the cynical level that we're operating on here.
That's not cynical. That's just factual.
But I'm saying cynical from like an empathetic standpoint. But I agree with you,
but
Doug.
Tony is right.
You're right. I think you're right, Doug, too. Right? Like, or in the sense where it's like that's like in 2016, 2017, that's what they would be doing, right? And this is a situation where they're like, okay, maybe we thought that we could have like a bi-curious and the virgin kind of thing. Didn't kind of work out. Emma's kind of stuck in this rut. Maybe we kind of combine the two, right? And this is when the show is starting to feel really desperate.
Yeah, you're completely right. And you brought up something, Tony, before, and I wanted to bring it back here, where you mentioned that, like, Noah's like, I want to tell the stories of the victims. I want to, give them a voice mostly. So he's like, I want to Pulitzer ASAP for some fucking reason. And then you mentioned that Emma was like, she's not sure about her agency and the story that she's taken on.
Mm-hmm.
Like she become Emma Duval, the Emma Duval, when she just wants to be herself. So romantically, that is a pairing that kind of coalesces together.
Like think about the beginning of these two episodes, right? Where not Randy / Noah is going like, But like, what's the reason behind this, right? Like he's so obsessed with like the who's, the what's, the whys, and the hows, right? But he's lived through this, right? And he knows that there aren't clear answers for these things,
Yeah.
right? And a more interesting project would have understood that that the unknowable is the thing that would have made this the thing that he is drawn to, right? And also in a better project, Emma would have recognized that same thing, and that's why they would have been drawn together in an actually natural way. And how I feel as though this show kind of accidentally arrives upon that theme, despite it not being totally earned.
Very true. Anyway, meanwhile, Noah's being such a fucking dork. I mean, like, oh man, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. Dee Dee, you're so stupid. Um, and Gustavo is like he's just. I don't know why Gustavo just doesn't fucking do it himself. He already did it himself. He does not need Noah. He could grab any random dude and be like, "Can you write captions to what I'm drawing, man?" Just it. So like I think it places Noah, who's white, over the brown Stavo in a way I don't like. I'm calling this show racist now.
I don't know. I feel like a piano should fall and crush both of them.
Yeah, true. And also he's being pissy because Brooke is like, I want to go to NYU to get away from my overbearing, clingy mom who's codependent. And like, so I guess her mom's back, and we still don't see her.
Hey, that's consistent with this franchise. The Radio Silence team, they saw this and were like, a mom that we never show. That's
Makes
a good
sense.
idea.
It's a good idea. And he's like, so does that mean we're going to New York? Do you want me to go to New York? And she's like, he's like, oh, I'm pissy baby. Just throws his.
I
luggage down.
can't be responsible for him moving all the way from Louisiana to New York.
Oh yes, sir.
This guy who draws digital art is gonna his life is gonna be upended by going to New York with me. This artist who draws fucking murderous outsider art. He's gonna be out of place in New York.
Alex should have been fishing for crawdads. Like if they could have at least, we were like inching towards something kind of regionally appropriate because he's like fishing and stuff. It was like, all right, yeah.
Snappers.
Why couldn't we find where the crawdads sing?
Yeah, exactly. They
That's
sing on Murder Island.
It was a Murder Island in that.
That's
movie.
what I'm saying.
It was a Murder Island. Anyway, they meet a tour guide who's like no touchy, and then he gets murdered. And then there's I don't know, is Stavo 17? I know Kieran turned 17. Is Stavo now 18? I don't know how old these ages are, but they meet like a late 20s, mid 30s caretaker who's like, that's Stavo. And he's like, yeah, let's hook up at our bonfire later. He just as a way to get back at Brooke. And so I don't know, should we count that? I don't know how old Stavo is. But if he's 17, let's put that on our Scream pedophile.
Well, Louisiana 17. I was trying to look up the character and I started typing out Stavros.
You're just like Begonia.
All right, so it says it's 18 on the wiki. So
okay. Well,
we're gonna say that is a red line. He's jailbait. All right.
We'll allow it.
We'll allow it. He's under the wire. He's let's see.
I like that the Scream Wiki not only has his age in the it was like 18 season 2 parentheses, and then
also like if he was alive now,
27 if alive in 2025.
Because he hasn't. They didn't kill him off.
They could be brought back. Everything gets brought back. Let's there could be an executive who dusts this off after we run 7. Maybe we'll run movie franchise into the ground, and then they're looking for something. They're like, did we have a Scream show? Anybody like that?
Didn't even give him a final episode.
We never concluded their story of the Lakewood 5 or 6, however many are left of them.
And then we do it and find out that like Stavo died in like the time skip.
He died in Vietnam.
Exactly. So that's smart. If alive, he could have died in the meantime. We don't know. We don't. So, so
Noah became a tech bro. Actually, yeah, that would be something interesting to do with him. Then you just make him like a. We already have referenced Musk, so we just like that's his future.
and that's why he deserves to die now. Um, so,
Just that.
so,
Yeah.
so they have the bonfire, and they have the bonfire, and Brooke is like, "Oh, I can't believe Stavo likes that milf over me." And then Stavo and he's like goes off of the caretaker, and like the caretaker tries to get him into her cottage, and he's like, "No, man, actually, my girlfriend." And like, "Okay, no problem." And like, "Oh well, uh, I'm not gonna be mad that I got led on by this fucking 18-year-old, even though I'm a grown woman." I get kind of pissed. That'd be blowing my ego. I don't know. And then she gets fucking murdered too. and the gang goes there the next day, and they see a big bunch of blood everywhere. And they're like, "Well, it could be a prank." And they call the cops, and the cops like, "Well, it could be a prank. That's fucking blood. What are you talking about, man? Blood does not look like fake blood."
It was a lame way of expressing of like the denial of like this cannot be happening again. Like there was a better version of that scene that would have read true of like, oh yeah, they cannot just that's like brain short circuiting of like I cannot deal with this again. My brain does not have the bandwidth for that.
True. So true.
The writers of the show don't have the bandwidth for that.
They're
This is a
running out of
situation-
you can feel them running out of steam mid-sentence, like even down to the
Right.
like who the killer is. They're kind of just like, I don't know, it's just a guy, you know, it's like
Because
whatever.
like let's be real, right? Let's be real. Let's take a step back for a second, right? Like this whole Halloween special is like a desperate plea from the show writers to be like,
Yeah.
we have control over this show, you know, like come on, trust us, we've got an idea, we know where we're going, right?
we cut the fat out. There's no the dad's gone, the real estate thing's gone, the Karen's gone.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
Exactly.
we got
Now
it all
we're
concise.
we're gonna get a real slasher villain next season. Like
But
it's
it fails.
gonna be actually built, Brandon James, What they should have done, what would have worked, okay, is that it should have been Roger Jackson's voice.
Oh, 100.
And-
What else was he doing? What
and-
else was
and-
Roger Jackson doing?
I'm like, was it a money thing? I mean, obviously
I
they
think
have
it
less
was a
money,
money
but like,
It was a money thing because they got him back for season 3.
oh, well, fuck then. Yeah, because that would be the obvious thing of like the original Brendan James. Yes, that's the voice of Roger Jackson. And instead of doing the stupid Halloween special, do what we were saying earlier of like, let's do a season 0. Let's show the like OG murders because that's like kind of important.
Yes, because it's called Halloween, and those murders happened on Halloween.
And it's like central to the whole lore of this fucking thing, and
then
we've
you could
never
still-
seen it.
You could still have like the same like last scenes, where like the dad is at the grave, and then also Mr. James.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could
Jackson.
bookend it with like the present day, but then we like most of it is
No, the entire thing is like for like the past, except for that last bit.
right.
Like, little
Okay,
jump forward.
let's be real here. Okay, let's take a step back for a second, right? So everything that this like final episode reveals as a cliffhanger to try to get us back for season 3, right? Think about the reveals that it gave us, right?
Emma's dad.
Again.
separate from that episode, separate from that, right? Just imagining from like we watched season 2 and like this is what we're being promised what a hypothetical season 3 would be. There's nothing about this that is telling us that like this show needs to keep going, right? Like I feel as though like when they're giving us this information, it's like enough to keep the story going, but at the same time, it's like I feel like you're running on fumes.
This is dead in the water.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
How are we gonna get excited for the quote unquote the real Brendan James? Because one, it feels like that they're not even fully like that's definitely what they're like leading towards, but the shows doesn't want to commit to anything in terms of like, you know, revealing a killer or tipping its hat. So they're like, it's me, it's probably the real Brendan James. I don't know. You got to tune in.
They're
But
gonna pull the rug or some shit. You think? Yeah, I think.
yeah,
So
but
too.
just show it. You know, it's like, no, he's back, and but also you haven't done the work to make the audiences even give a shit about that because you never gave us the context for the original murders.
Yeah, exactly. Like that would have been great is to show that. Now, one thing I want to say as well is that what was I gonna say? Shit, man.
Fuck
I
this
for-
special. I don't
yeah.
know.
Oh no. Yeah.
Alex Winton, my favorite ghost face. No.
He's not really a ghost face because they mentioned that he makes a point like I never wore the mask. You know. Oh, wait. Shit.
Can we talk
So
about like
no,
how
no.
fucking Emma? Sorry, go, Elvis.
I had a thought here. Shit. I was looking at this poster. Like, you were saying something, and I was saying something like repeating something like I was repeating something. What was I repeating? You were saying something. I was repeating something.
Oh,
Oh,
did there should be a season 0 where we see the like original Lakewood murders?
the original Lakewood murders, and I was repeating something. I was like, I repeated it twice. Shit, I don't remember. Maybe it'll come to me. I don't think so.
There
The
should
murders.
be a season 0 where it's co-written by Max Landis, and it's about like a creature that has
Oh.
a body with teeth.
Oh.
But no. Anyway. So
Only if he brings the cast from Dirk Gently.
I think
That was a good show.
I think maybe it was something to do with like Roger Jackson being back or something.
Oh, he's the voice of Brendan of James.
Yeah, exactly. So like when we show him again, it's like it's an impact. Like, oh, okay, this is the real guy. Like it's no longer
you're
that
saying,
dweeby
like,
voice.
So here's the thing, right? Like the guy who's doing the voice of Ghostface in the show, it's fine, you know. And you're right, Elvis. It's like dweeby, right? Like he's not as threatening as Roger Jackson. Roger Jackson's like a talent, right? And I also the thing that you're supposing here, the idea of like switching to Roger Jackson, going like, oh, here he is, you know. I think that's valuable. You know, if this show were to go on for a third season, I think that
Twin
that would have
Peaks.
been like the perfect. Sorry.
Twin Peaks. Okay, I know you're gonna hate me for
Sure.
this. All right, but when you were
We'll see.
when you were describing how like this show has run out of juice because like there's no reason for
Sure.
the point to go on, it reminds me a lot of when Lynch and Frost were discussing like we should have never revealed Laura's murder because that Laura's murder was supposed to
Oh yeah,
reveal things and reveal more things. I think like that would have been
that
really
was the
stupid.
tragedy of that show. That was
But-
the tragedy of that show. They should never have revealed that.
I don't think I
Yeah,
see,
but they were
that's my
able
thing.
to salvage that, and
Yeah,
then
but-
because
yeah.
you don't get season 3 without what
Yeah,
happened
but
in season
my
2.
thing was that like I kind of feel like if they had kept to that, it would have lost steam like Scream the show did because
I think so too. Yeah.
I feel like
Mhm.
they maybe they could have stretched it out a little bit longer, but I think eventually revealing Laura's murder.
I mean,
the way
Mark
they
Frost
did
put some of
was
those
very good.
ideas in the books. Like it would
Yeah.
have been a lot of more like leaning into like weird UFO lore and
Yeah,
like
Project Blue Book, Mayday, etc.
which
So
I like that stuff. That's why I like the books, but like the route the show takes, I think is ultimately better because of the return. Like because like we don't get if the show isn't forced into that corner, then yeah, we don't get what the return is.
but also because like I think
That's
the way
it.
they reveal the killer and is very well done, and I think
That's like one of the best episodes of TV. Like yeah.
Driving for the Dead Girl. Yeah, it's so fucking good. But yeah, so like
Could we review Twin Peaks next time instead of
Yes.
this? You know, is that possible?
Let's
Do we do a good show? That'd be fun.
That'd be fun. All right. So let's talk about Tom Martin. That's his name. The goat. Yeah. He had like maybe the strongest run of kills, and he was in a TV movie that had like not terrible pacing. So he came out smelling like roses. He kills the security. He kills the guard of the museum. Kills the gatekeeper. He kills the sheriff. The sheriff has a really fun death where he's like, "Oh, there's something in the middle of the road," and then he just comes at him with shears. It's great. And yeah, no, he's got a really fun run. But he's
There's
a
only
boring.
2 people on the island, so it's easy. Yeah.
He's a very boring guy though. He's like generic Tom Martin. Such a boring ass.
You don't
name.
understand the trauma he went through. His parents. I like that they give him kind of Dexter's backstory. Like he was with his parents' body for days until they found him. He was in a shipping container for days.
But like, yeah, no, it's like
Mhm.
what is the purpose behind him? Like he's such when you're making this thing and you want like again, Hail Mary, why would you have your villain be boring nobody guy? You know? Generic asshole number 5.
Because it's a dead end. It doesn't set up anything. It doesn't like
It's
pay
what
off
Tony was saying.
anything that's come before, and it seems counter intuitive to like what you're trying to tease, like based on like the final images of, essentially the show. That it's like, okay, so why did we do this?
Yeah, because like what I was saying, like if you remove all of the stuff that doesn't go anywhere in this episode, what actually progresses? Here's what happens: Kieran's dead. Emma decides to go to college, which we already didn't know she didn't want to go to college. So this Mulligan and Noah and Gustavo are probably kind of rich, maybe, and that's it. That's the only things that's progressed in this at the end of this episode.
The thing with this like the final 2 episodes is they're trying to set us up for these for like a new season, and they like us 3, right? Like we have thought about this harder than any of the teens who watched the show ever did, right? This was a desperate plea for on the end of the people who are running this show, and we're hearing their plea. We're like listening to their plea, right?
Yeah.
And for us, we're going like, yeah, sure, this plea's pretty good, right? But like,
I'd watch like Brendan James, Beauty and the Beast, Phantom of the Opera.
yeah,
Right. But
like,
my frustration is like, okay, let's do that then. Let's like I know you have less of a budget, but you could condense that idea into a TV movie where it's like
I mean,
Brendan
yeah. I mean,
back.
like it was
do that.
Halloween, right? In like the 80s, we just get like
if this was an Adam Green movie, if this was just like an Adam Green movie, which is already is, right? Like, why are you trying to be a fucking Scream thing? Why are you trying to be a Halloween thing? Why are you trying to be even American Horror Story, right? Like, you can't even reach those heights, right? So just think smaller.
Because
And
as is,
the
this
show
is just like a
won't.
side story that feels like what's that developer? Supermassive that did like Until Dawn and
Yeah.
Ori, how they did those like
Hey, that was
games.
Larry Fessenden. Larry Fessenden did All Till Dawn.
those mini ones.
Those mini ones. This is like a side story, like those, but without any interactive. Like I'm not getting to pick any story decision, so it's just like a generic boilerplate, like a framework for a horror story.
Yeah, no, it's
For
very
sure.
much just serial numbers rubbed off. I still needed it last summer, and with worse direction and worse, just visuals. Because like some parts of this feel like a Goosebumps episode in terms of like, oh, like here's where the camera is, and here's what people are seeing. It's
I
like
feel the Fear Street director directed something this season. I don't think it was the Halloween special. It might have been.
it was the orphanage episode.
Okay. You
but
would think
yeah,
there'd be better needle drops because Fear Street had good needle drops.
yeah, it's the only thing it had that was good.
Yeah, kind of.
Those movies suck.
Still have never seen it, any of them.
They're
Yeah,
terrible.
you can. I mean, they're. Yeah, you skip.
The kills are fun, but
There's one that goes so hard for no reason that I was
Yeah.
not expecting. I was like, oh, okay.
like it's a character that's like kind of sympathetic, but it's like in like there's not really that much because they're not like that great characters. But like then just die in a horrific way. Like okay, that was undeserved in every single way possible.
It's mostly just ghosting off 90s. It's like Stranger Things, but for 90s.
Exactly. And it's a shame
Fair.
the
But
exact
they play Portishead. I don't know.
Wait, hold on. They played Portishead in that?
Yeah, they every 90s like they do that. There's some pixie.
Okay,
Like
hold on. No, Doug. Hold on. Let's bring it back here for a second. Which
Sour Time
movie? Which
it's,
movie?
it's
Oh,
the
the
Fear
first
Street
one?
trilogy.
It's
yeah.
the first Fear Street, I think. It's
Okay,
and
and can you give me like a first,
time-
second, or third act?
it's the first act. It's just a nothing.
Okay,
season.
good. Hey, that's where it is. Okay,
All
That's
right.
the only bit of the movie I'm gonna watch.
And then watch the final scene when they needle drop Pixie's Mr. Greaves.
Is that better or worse than just listening to that song while I'm walking around amongst my everyday life?
It's probably better to just listen to the images in your head that the song conjures is probably. I forgot what they're even showing in the movie when it was like some cliffhanger of like, there's still a witch thing.
All right. So
There should be a witch in this. They should have
they
started.
should have gone hard.
Yeah,
Supernatural.
if we're doing a different story, let's do a different story. You know.
Anyway, so no one's still being a spoil sport, and then there's a storm that keeps everyone off guard, and they find the dead bodies. Like, we gotta get out of this place, and Audrey's girlfriend decides to show up, and Audrey was like, oh man, she's ghosting me, and then she thinks she's at a party, but then it turns out she wasn't at a party. She was on a ferry, and so she was trying to hide the fact that she was going to surprise Audrey, and nothing. This episode fucking sucks. The pacing is better, I'll give it that, but the episode overall, I don't give a shit.
The mask, I don't know, it's fine.
I'll say one thing. There's one thing that caught my eye is that there's the part where after Alex Whitten is turned out to be Tom Martin in disguise. He killed the real Alex Whitten, who was an older man, which makes more sense. Why would he be a 17-year-old their age?
Yeah, that was an immediate flag.
these fucking kids that are so traumatized over all these adults giving them too much agency and perving on them that they thought another 17-year-old was like a world traveling billionaire. Anyway, so the part where, like, after he figured that out, he's like, "You did all this for me? Wow, you're so strong and so like you're in charge." Just to lure him into a false sense of security before she knees him in the balls and takes his gun and shit like that. I'm like, Giovanni Ribisi saw this and got pregnant with Strange Darling.
He got pregnant and he gave birth to the IMAX camera he gave to Christopher Nolan.
Because that does seem like without this we don't get Stranger, because that does seem like a through line to her performance.
And she's right there, yeah, it's Will, same actress.
Yeah. So that's the only thing that came to mind after this. But after that, the capstone to Noah's arc is that, if I just make up some random bullshit that I can't verify in the least, and is also equally implausible, but solely the name of a now extinct family that will not be able to sue, then I guess it's morally okay to me to write a comic book about their murders.
Because what they learn about the Anna Hobbs, it's kind of generic, like assorted family, like backstory stuff, but it, like, on its own, it's like, it's there's like incest and like all that stuff there. So it's but he's okay with like kind of
sensationalizing that shit.
Yeah. Okay, so that's cool. Noah's cool. It's really cool.
No, there's to fucking die for being a horrible person. Zoe's looking down from hell, like, can't believe him.
You should be seeing her ghost everywhere.
Exactly, right? Anyway, I have nothing else to say about this shit. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm at the same point here.
Yeah, because like as interesting as, like I said, there's kernels in season 2. I feel like that it misses the mark, like overall in its form and construction, and especially like the pacing. But like there's something there, like we keep hammering home about the Halloween special. It's just so desperate, but it's desperate. It feels like the opposite direction, because it's like what are you trying to sell me on here? Because you're not going to, like we were saying, like, yeah, we would see another season about the real Brendan James, but that's not even what they're just selling this is like a bullshit side story, and then
They made something new.
And then you see, like, at the end, like, the Tom James or Brendan James brothers back with real Brendan James. He's out and about, but it's like that's not what this episode's about.
Yeah, no, it's very.
No.
You're right because you know, when I watch it, like, okay, this is fun in like a very kind of cheap, very easy kind of way, but like Haley, but
Whoa, now, hey,
Baba Booey.
but the thing about that is that now we're talking about like more perspective. We're at the very end of this, very tail end of this. This is the final note. It is like so much more embarrassing. So like this is something that they should have done in the first season.
they should have ended with a Pixies and Eagles drop. That would have.
Oh man.
People have been like, "Whoa, what the fuck?"
Where is my mind?
Yeah, it does suck for an MTV show. Like all the music sucks.
It does.
This show.
I just love that it's always like fucking pop music that's just like I need
Generic.
you.
This
Like it's
isn't
like
fiction. This is real.
Who was like
What?
yeah?
feeling is the real deal. You know, like
There's no like coherence to it for
No.
sure.
no.
Anyway, any last thoughts on this at all?
Yeah, R.I.P. Scream. I mean, no, R.I.P. Scream the series parentheses the Lakewood chapter.
Lakewood
Yeah.
era,
Well-
Lakewood saga.
Okay, so there's a few things I want to say about the season. First off, as Doug brilliantly pointed out, this severely was missing a Creole touch. This really would have been an incredible season of television, and also just like an incredible series of television if it was just like Scream in the Bayou.
And they were doing bad. Keep the same cast, but they're doing bad accents. Like make it really forced and bad.
Oh, it would be amazing, right? Like it writes itself, right? But then another thing as well, I feel as though this show is trying too hard
Mhm.
in terms of trying to course correct the problems that it had the first time. And while it certainly has its moments of enjoyment here, I do feel as though it really falls short of like being a successful television show. I love this just as a piece of fiction, like I'm probably going to watch season 2 of this show again.
Yeah, me too.
This is a lot of fun. And also just like talking about this with you guys is a lot of fun as well. Like this is exactly what I look for in terms of like the perfect balance of, bullshit and fun, and like legitimate fun. And this scratched that itch.
Yeah, and I totally agree. That I might have gotten tired in it here because when you're actually trying to discuss this, there's nothing to discuss because the show is so surface level. Nothing beneath this, nothing beneath her, no meat, no substance really. The
Bad
performers,
Bunny is coming past.
exactly. The performers are giving it all, but what you were getting is just the
Especially-
performance.
Especially Carlson Young. If
Yeah.
you're listening, let's do
all
a
love
pod
you.
together. We're gonna watch your movies. So let's
Totally
talk-
plutonic, by the way, not like a weird.
No,
sexual
like
thing.
we are. It's fully.
We're not like Stavo.
artistic. Like yeah. Just
Exactly.
to iterate, we're not like that guy. I mean, I
No.
have some drawings, but that's like that's another thing.
Let's all watch the Blazing World together.
It's just like stick figure
Down.
drawings.
Let's do it on Discord next week.
And I also want to iterate when we were talking about Audrey and saying she her. We were talking about the character because
yeah, Audrey. I know
clause is non-binary. They them.
non-binary. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
I had no idea. I had
Yeah,
no
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, ahead of the curve. Like they're making a big deal out of what's her name, Meeks being she they. We've had a they in Scream the whole
whole time.
A they them.
Doug, the next like 3 weeks on Twitter, that's your cross to bear. Yeah, like you found the way in.
And Bex is married, so good for them.
Yeah, good for them. I mean, they
Exactly.
also one of the performances we're highlighting of like this performer is giving ridiculous material, like actually trying to ground it in something.
They're killing it. they're one of the best performers on the show, you know? So it's like we've given them their flowers in a totally non-ironic way.
Mhm.
The thing about the show is that while there are terrible aspects of it, it all stems from the writing. Like most of the actors who were in this, even Randy, you know, like I will give the guy who did Randy a pass, you
He's
know?
doing what he's asked, like that, like
Exactly.
he's doing his damnedest to sell that character. Like, there's only performances, like it's hard to separate like the bad writing from the bad acting, but in terms of like the actors who don't sell it at all, you know, like there's the guy who plays Kieran, but again, I can only blame him so much because it's like they're not giving him anything. So, like, I don't
100%.
like, maybe he's good in something else. Maybe Santiago Segura, who's Gustavo, is great in something else. It's just, you know, they just gave him a bowl of shit in this. So, I'm
As
like,
long as it's not Tom Segura, I'm fine.
So
it's a son.
so next we're talking about the thankfully shorter Scream season 3. Scream pairing up with BET, Queen Latifah for a rebooted third season.
Wait,
Starter
hold on. Did I hear that right? Did you say Queen Latifah's in it?
Queen Latifah produced it.
Oh,
Why?
okay. So hold on. So like if Queen Latifah was in it, I would have been like over the moon. You know, like I would have been like, okay, now we're actually in a
If she
place
was
where like,
Ghostface,
oh, Doug,
hell
come
yeah.
on.
Hell
If she
yeah.
was, if it was like Queen Latifah during her rapping days, you know, like
Yeah.
oh, I'm there, you know.
So they
But
fully have the rights to everything again that is recognizably Scream, right? Because I'm looking at it in the
Yeah.
old cast is
Yeah.
there, Roger Jackson.
They went back to Fun World with their knees on their knees, just crawling back on
Mhm.
their knees.
Mary J. Blige,
Fear
Kiki
Halloween.
Palmer. This cast is in.
Whoa, shit! Did you just say Kiki Palmer?
Yeah, she's in it.
Tony Todd. What?
What? Okay, hold on. Okay, so everything we've said about this show positively, right? I'm ready to throw it out the window if we're getting Kiki Palmer and Tony Todd. That sounds like a recipe for success.
It's only 6 episodes too.
Hey, who knows? Maybe it might be my favorite Scream since the first movie.
We'll see. So anyway, last thoughts. Fun, but terrible.
Yeah, that kind of sums it up.
Yeah. Doug,
All
what
right.
do you think? Go first.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that fun but terrible, like, because yeah, if you're insane like us and like a Scream completionist, this is definitely where, like, if you've already watched season 1, you got to watch this because that's like your reward for going through season 1 is that you get like that this is like capitalizing on some of that potential. I mean, it's still extremely flawed, but like we said, there's some kernels of like good shit here. It's really just the writing and the fact that the writers don't know how to stretch out like a narrative like this, but there is at least a through line, even if it's like kind of murky, like compared to season 1. Like this
It's
this
strong. It's stronger by comparison.
it's a story.
Yeah, it's a story. All right, so let's
Mhm.
see where we can find you. Tony, where can they find you?
They can find me at Poor Old Rolo Tony, which is that Twitter page right there. I also co-host at These Guys Got Juice. You can also find me at In Films We Trust, as well as 2 Cent Critics. I'm going to be doing a episode on Predestination coming out very soon from 2 Cent Critics, so keep an eye out for that.
Oh
then I'll-
man,
Yeah, I'm very excited for you guys to hear that one because I had some differing opinions based on what I first thought about that film versus upon revisit. And then, as previously alluded to before, but I'll keep on saying on this podcast because this is like my favorite one to do because I enjoy talking to you too. Larry Fessenden. I'm going to be interviewing him. It looks
Cool.
like it's going to be happening in March.
yeah.
Late March. So, if you guys are, around for that, anybody listening, keep an eyes peeled for maybe in sometime in like April. That's probably going to be coming. So yeah, I'm very excited to have something like that on a podcast feed where everybody can hear. Yeah, take it away, Doug.
All right. You can find me at yeah, here at the Doug Files, and then also
By the way, love the profile picture.
Yeah.
Hey, you've been changing it every week, every month, right?
Yeah.
But also this one
I
specifically.
mean, for Black History Month, I was like,
you got it.
I honestly like. There's maybe better episodes of Atlanta, but as like that's maybe the best thing that Donald Glover's ever like directed, like put out, like as a single artistic statement is that episode.
It's amazing.
It's like a little Twilight Zone episode within
You're
Atlanta.
totally on the money, Doug. You're totally on the money.
think-
Elvis, have you seen this episode?
No, I haven't.
Elvis.
It's the actor who was in that recent movie. I haven't seen him, but it's the actor from that, and he
Yeah.
gives a incredible performance. Like it's I haven't seen him, but it's convinced me of like, oh, this guy could be something. Like there's like star.
He was
power.
great in him. Him kind of boring, but he was pretty good in it.
Because yeah, this guy has juice, and also that leads me to podcast that Tony and I do often. These guys got juice. I was away for a little bit, but we're gonna have some new shit coming out for you. But check out any of our old episodes. There's a whole plethora of like movies and TV shows we've covered. So yeah, that's what I got.
No problem. All right. So again, thank you so much for listening tonight, and see you again next week for Scream Season 3, Scream Resurrection. And then, and then we'll do Sick, and then 7 with our final.
We're weeks away from the most evil movie of all time.
Yes.
Oh,
right.
I can't wait to put Benjamin Netanyahu into the fucking Scream movies with this AI. You know, they
and then
option.
bet on it with Kashi
Yes.
or Tashi or whatever that fucking.
It's so
Benjamin
great that,
Netanyahu will make it to the end of Scream 7.
it's so great that,
Listen,
that all of this
listen.
is leading up to that. It's not something fun or something that we all care about. It's leading up to that. Anyway, see you guys.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I stole your goodbye.